Are we not able to keep that running?
It does not repeat. I know how to repeat it from the video clip.
And Ted has arrived. Did you see that?
Okay, yep. What's the backstage? What does that mean?
Not just the people, how we got them. We have their screen, but they can't see themselves.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. All right, I'll do this one now. Okay.
Welcome.
All right,
welcome.
RJ, ready to go live? Awesome.
Yeah.
We turn video on?
Yeah, where am I? Hold on. Oh, there I am.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I'm not showing.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. There we go. You want to take
Takes
your
a
other
second
screen
to-
off there?
Yeah, just push that. I don't know how to do that on the phone. There you go.
All
Oh,
right.
there's-
All right. You want to kill the music there?
Yep. Second. Turn this off.
Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Back with another afternoon. We're back for another 3 hours here in Live and Love Life. I'm RJ Horner, your host and facilitator for the Better Life Symposium. It's a seminar by any other name, but I like the word symposium. Symposium means gathering place. And we have used this as a gathering place, and we've gathered some really spectacular authorities. If you were able to join us this morning, you got some really good value, and we're going to continue that today as we brought out, again, another good panel for our afternoon session. And, you know, Curtis, I'm going to bring you back on here so that we can, there we go. And so, again, I talked about the spiritual alignment and things, how they were happening for us, right? We declared our date. We started working towards it, and even a few weeks ago, I had my doubts, didn't I? You know what I mean? I was skeptical about whether we were going to be able to pull this off.
Yeah. I just motivated, say, hey, we gotta do it no matter what. We made the
Right.
date so we could commit.
Right. And so at that point, I mean, I was stressing a little, but I said,
Absolutely.
we're going to put on the best event we can on this day. Right. And I mean, we've
Yep.
had some glitches this morning. We've had some things that didn't work out according to plans, but we
Yep.
rolled with the punches and we moved forward. And I think we've done a good job
Absolutely.
so far. But again, the
For sure.
providence I was talking about is, again, I'm a believer because here we are, December 12th, 2020. And we talked this morning how that really means about, the significance in moving forward with your connections and building better connections and removing those people in your life that don't serve you and don't impact you and make you feel great.
Yep.
And then, of course, 2020, that was 2012, 12. That's the meaning of 12. Then 2020 means your guardian angels are always watching. So the
Right
fact
on.
that we picked this day, I think is very fortunate, right?
Yes.
And then we had the added, you know what? Here's why I'm a believer. We still had to pay for our website, which is due what day?
It was
Today.
yesterday or today.
December 12th. We had to pay our website, so we had to keep our business running. We had to keep the doors open, and I didn't know how we were going to do that. I thought, okay, one way or another, we'll make it happen. I'll pull it out of my bank account. I mean, sure, it's a small amount, but we didn't have the money, and so yesterday I went to go pay it, and out of nowhere, we had store credit.
Oh wow.
Bills are paid. We
Sweet.
get to keep the lights on for another month.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that's the universe aligning to bring us those things we need and to help us in our mission, I think.
Yes.
And then, I love Zig Ziglar. And I think we've done a
Yes.
good job here. And I expect good things from this event. Why?
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
Ziglar's quote, when you plan to win and you prepare to win, then and only then can you expect to win.
Absolutely.
And you know what? We've done a lot of work to make this happen. So have our attendees in making
Yes.
this happen. And you know, I'm a follower of Don Darman, and I get his daily
Yep.
advice, right?
Yep.
So I want to talk because again, we're talking about providence. So Darman's advice to me today in his daily emails is: don't worry about the people who aren't happy for you. They're probably not happy with themselves either.
That's true.
Just stay focused on you. And that's the
Perfect.
12-12 in that numerology with we're
Yes.
working about better significance, better connections, better impact moving forward.
Absolutely.
I think that's all brought forward here today.
Yep.
And talking about better relationships, I brought on a relationship specialist. He's been in my life for several years. His book and his direct influence have certainly helped me to become a better man, to interact better with people, and certainly pay attention to my own relationship at home. But he's not just a
Yep.
relationship counselor. He talks about the impact we have with those people in our lives. So if you
Absolutely.
can tell a little bit about our next guest, well, I bring him on to get him
I
going.
don't have anything for him.
You
Yeah,
don't
bio.
have it. So it looks like
I
I've
don't have a
got to
bio.
discuss our next guest. I'll turn you off here and I'll bring him on.
Perfect.
Okay. And our next guest, as a relationship mentor, his clients become more aware of their communications. They manage their expectations of themselves and others and take massive action steps to achieve a more balanced life. He's the founder of Your Next Level Coaching Academy. He and his team create unique programs designed to empower individuals and partners to achieve next level success in life and business. With his 38 years of experience, 30 years as a mentor, leader, and a pastor, and an entrepreneur for 25 years, Jim has extensive experience in all relationships. He encourages clients and audiences to have real success. They must first discover how to relate to themselves and others well. He's the best-selling author, and through his 5 books, he's received worldwide recognition and awards for his work. Jim Hetherington, thanks for joining us today, and tell us a little bit more about why we should be more empowered in our relationships.
Absolutely. Thanks, RJ. I really appreciate you reaching out and connecting with me. I love what you're building here, and I love what you're doing. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I told RJ I wanted to jump on today and just share a couple minutes with you today. I'm not going to take a lot of time because you've got so many impactful people here today. I told RJ, look, you don't need another guy squeezed in there. I'm going to jump in March in his next event. So I'm really looking forward to that one, just connecting with you in that next event. And I'm already creating some amazing programs just to give away for this community, because I really believe that community is important. I know he uses the word symposium, gathering. I love it. It's absolutely necessary. And here's a few reasons why. You probably noticed over the last little while that things have shifted a little bit in the world, haven't they? I mean, most of the time we have to walk around like this from now on. I joke with people saying we're going to have to get some new issue government IDs pretty soon so that people can recognize who we are. But the world has changed. We've gone from having live events where we could gather 100, 200, 500 people and more together to doing things online now. And I'm really grateful that we have the technology. Technology really hit me a number of years ago. I was doing some work in Central America, and I really wanted to talk to my wife. And so I remember opening up Facebook Messenger, hitting the Zoom chat, and then instantly I was connected with her back at home where she was just comfortably sitting at home here. And we had this amazing conversation. So it's wonderful to have all these different platforms. But there's one thing that needs to shift going into all these different platforms, and that's community. And RJ has really touched on this. Him and Curtis have really hit the nail on the head, I think, in wanting to create community because it's so valuable and important. And here's a few reasons why. One, we need to get into a community because we need to be fed, right? We need to be cared for. We need to have people speaking into our lives. We have to have people that are challenging us to grow to that next level. I mean, it would be great if we could just hang out with grade 1 kids, but after a while, the fun and the antics would wear off. We need people to take us to that next level. As Les Brown says, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you need to get another circle. And that's why community is really important, because you need to have people that are speaking into your life to take you to that next level. Because when you become your very best, you help others around you become their very best. The other reason is you need to be cared for. I mean, some of us have really felt the impact of being isolated, of being, put apart and having to self-isolate or get away from family and friends and not being able to interact the way we used to. I know my wife, for example, she just misses being able to embrace people. She's of European background and she just loves to hug people and hold people. And so that has been a real challenge. And I know it's been a challenge for a lot of people. So to connect in a community is really important because you need to have people to care for you. You need to know that there's people that are supporting you and that have got your back. That's why communities like this are really important. And the other reason is for accountability. I know you've touched base on this throughout the day about being accountable, being held accountable to one another. I know for me, when I have different accountability partners that I have to meet, whether it's monthly or weekly or biweekly, it keeps me on guard. It keeps me moving forward. I don't want to be that guy showing up saying, I just didn't do it again. I don't want to be that person. And I know that you don't either. And that's why you're here connected in this community. You probably noticed over the last little while that your inbox is just being blasted with all kinds of invitations to connect with the latest and greatest and the best and everything else that's coming out right now. And on Facebook Messenger and everywhere, every other platform, it's just bombarded. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of noise out there. I want to encourage you to peel back the noise. Just isolate that stuff and find a good community to get yourself connected in. For those very reasons, to find a community where you can be fed, to find a community where you can be supported and cared for, and find a community where you just have accountability. And I know you're going to find that here. I know that RJ's passion, his heart is to build this community so that people are supported and cared for, that people don't slip through the cracks, that people don't fall off to the side. And so I want to encourage you that if there's speakers that have spoken today and have yet to come on today that you resonate with, find a way to connect with them. Find a way to stay in this community, build that relationship, because that is so key. I mean, everything that we do is built around relationships. Brian Tracy is just a big advocate of it. He said everything is built around relationships. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, where you go. Everything is built around relationships. And so I want to give you a couple little thoughts just as I close up. I only got a couple more minutes. I want to give you a couple more thoughts of how to build those relationships and what to look for. And here's one thing I want to encourage you with. Don't misinterpret busyness for effectiveness. I'll say that again. Don't misinterpret busyness for effectiveness, because we can all get busy. Like I said, there's all kinds of traffic, there's all kinds of noise, there's all kinds of things going on today. People trying to get your attention, trying to get you to sign up for their stuff. There's all kinds of things that you can get involved with. But is it going to help you move forward in your goals? Is it going to help you move forward into becoming the person that you know you're called to be, that you are gifted to be? And so I want to encourage you to not misinterpret busyness for effectiveness, because busyness will just keep us off the mark. Being effective is what we want to do. And I really believe that that's why you're here. That's why you're here listening to these speakers. That's why you're here connecting in this community, because you want to be effective. Regardless of what your gifts are, regardless of what your talent is, you want to be effective in your world. And your world could be, your immediate family. Your world could be your small community. It could be your workplace, your business. It could be broader than that. It could be the country. It could be the state. It could be the North America. It could be the worldwide. Whatever your platform, whatever your stage is, whatever your area or region is, that's what you need to be most effective in. And so you want to become effective, not just busy. And the other reason is when you become busy and so busy with things, we can begin to neglect relationships. We can begin to neglect the things that are really most important to us. As I said before, relationships are at the heart of everything that we do. And it starts with ourselves. We need to look after ourselves. How well do you relate to yourself right now? How well are you caring for yourself? If we get super busy, we tend to just kind of eat fast food and we don't eat as well. We're not resting properly. We're not looking after ourselves spiritually or emotionally. There's so many things that begin to happen as we neglect our relationships. So I want you to take inventory today. Look at how you're neglecting yourself possibly. Are there areas that which you're stepping that you're not really stepping up to do? Anybody that's neglected their health for a long period of time knows that it's a challenge to get back into shape. It's a challenge to get back into condition. And as the older we get, the more challenging it becomes. I mean, I just turned 60 this year, and I know you can't tell, but I just turned 60 this year. And I know that each year I have to take better care of myself so I don't neglect it, because it takes me a little bit longer to keep in shape, to keep the condition. So I want to encourage you to not neglect, and especially those that are closest to us. Husbands, wives, spouses, partners, you want to begin to or continue to engage with one another. Don't neglect your relationships. Anybody that's gone through a broken relationship or a divorce or a separation or anything can tell you that it often happens when neglect started to step in. I used to have people coming to me all the time and just saying, Jim, I can't relate to my 18-year-old daughter. I can't relate to my 14 or 15-year-old son. What do I do? I say you get back to the point of relating to them, building that relationship. Somewhere along the line, you've allowed neglect to come into that relationship, whether it's busyness of life, because as parents, we get busy and we don't often have the time or put the time aside to spend within those relationships. But I want to encourage you to do that, because everything that we do is at the heart of relationships, right from our homes to our businesses, to serving our clients, to doing all those things, even the barista that serves us coffee. It's all built around relationships. And to the degree you can relate to others is the degree of your success. The better you become at relating to the people around you, the more successful you'll be. Well, look, my time is just about up. I just wanted to jump on here for a few minutes just to encourage you to get connected in this community. Stay connected. Find a place where you can call home. Call this home. And then I'll look forward to seeing you in March when I get to jump onto this next event where we'll unpack some of this stuff. We'll talk about this stuff a lot longer. I mean, I could talk for hours just on the whole topic of neglect. I could talk for hours about just being busy and just allowing that. I could tell you my story about how burnout almost ruined my life. But I'll save that for the next time that I get on here. And I'm looking forward to it. RJ, I really appreciate you giving me a few minutes to jump on here. I can't wait to connect with you and your community in March next year. I'm really looking forward to that. And I wish everybody the greatest success through today.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you so much for, again, agreeing to just come on quickly. You know what? You were on my original list. Just, you know what? We get so busy and we get so I was working on so much. We never had the opportunity to connect, but I'm so glad we got the opportunity to bring people out to hear you today. I want to touch on a couple things quickly because you said, A, we need people in our lives. It's a fact. And then it's up to us to give them a reason to be there. We have to entice them and make them feel like they should belong in our lives, right? Like we have to have some onus there.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always told people that, if you want to have great people in your life, become the person that they want to hang around. I mean, just become the person that people want to hang around. That's the best place to start, is just starting on you. Become that person that people just can't wait to talk to, can't wait to connect with, can't wait to phone call.
Right. And that's what our whole purpose is with this Better Life Symposium. You know what? Become that person. Step into it by just, who do I need to be to entice that person, or to entice that business, or to entice that investor, or that job, whatever it is we're trying to step into. Become
That's
that
great.
person.
Yeah. And here's the other thing too. Always try to put more into the relationship that you take out of.
Yes.
Right? Always put more in, invest more into it than you take out of it. Because so often we just get into relationships to get. We get into we get it, we befriend people to to become clients so that we can get the sale. When I was a kid, I had a kid around the corner that had a mini bike, and I was friends with him because I wanted to ride his mini bike. But we need to invest in relationships, not only for what we get, but what we put into it, put more into them. And then people just want to hang out with you.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing I took note of was you said, you know what, we have to decide. We're going to be inundated with all kinds of information today, all kinds of speakers who want to talk to us about this and offer us that. But we have to know what's serving us. We have to know, this is where I'm going. This is the path I'm walking. This program can help me, or this speaker is going to be a good choice for me. So we have to make that choice accordingly, right?
Absolutely. Yes. You need to be wise in how you invest your time, and realize that once you spend your time, you don't get it back. There's no way of, getting a refund at the end of the day or the end of the month saying, okay, I wasted some time in this one, I need it back. So choose wisely and just invest wisely.
Absolutely. Wrong one. Curtis, you know what? You're as much of a faithful follower of Jim as I am. Anything you would like to ask him or say to him before he leaves us?
Just congratulations on your other books you've done, and it's been a while. And I say you keep on with success in your life, and that's fantastic. And thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yes,
it's great to see you, Jim.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I really appreciate what both of you guys are doing. I love the vision that you have. I love your heart for building community and helping to support people, because it's really needed. Like you say, there's so many people out there today that are just wanting to suck people into programs, but there's no real follow-up. There's no real follow-through. And I know that you guys are going to do that, because if you don't, I'll find a way to virtually kick your pants.
And there's that accountability you mentioned, right?
Yeah, that it is. Yeah, it's pretty good accountability there.
So much for joining us today. We will see you in March again. We're already planning our next event.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Now, I picked the title. It's called Better Body, Mind, and Soul.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
I think people will. Fantastic. It's going to have a good purpose. I look forward to having you there.
I can't wait. Looking forward to you guys. All the best.
Thanks.
Take care, Jim.
Again, talking about accountability, my next guest has certainly taken my game to the next level. Again, just because of being in my life and being a person who will note things about me, will point them out and help me step up and hold myself accountable for those actions. I met him much through just a following on Facebook. And as much as he's retired, he's refused to give up on life. He's not going to just drift and enjoy, his margaritas by the pool or whatever, we expect from people in retired life. He's on a mission, not just to make his life the best he can possibly make it, but also to help others. Again, he's influenced myself, and he's out there to help others. He's going to talk to us about masterminds. Curtis, you want to tell us a little bit about our next guest, and I'll get him on here for us. You're on mute.
Ted. Hi, Ted. Is our next guest. You can see up there the overlay I did. Ted is a retired Milwaukee firefighter. He retired back in December 2013 with over 34 years of service. Awesome. He did enjoy his career and was looking forward to retiring happy and comfortable living on his pension from the fire department, which is usually pretty good that I hear. He accepted the limiting belief that he would never be rich as a retired firefighter. Just a few months after retirement, he felt that he wanted more in his journey of life, and that's where he is now today. Is that correct, Ted?
That is correct. Yes.
Thanks, Ted. Okay, let's talk.
Pardon me?
You want to start your presentation then?
Okay. Well,
Or
thank
does
you guys
RJ?
for, pardon me?
I just want to know if RJ had anything to say. We good, RJ? Oh, go ahead, Todd. It's all you.
I just want to thank you guys for having this, and I've watched a few of the speakers, and everybody's tying a little bit everything in together, and yeah. So I'm here just to talk about Noble Goldman. It's a mastermind community. We get together. I've got a meeting that I meet on Fridays. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and what we're doing is we're a group of like-minded people. We're not all thinking the same, but we're like-minded as far as growing and sharing as a community. And so every week we just share, and we learn and encourage and hold ourselves accountable. And I did meet RJ a while back, and I kept following up with him. I invited him to the group. He signed up, and he's in my he's in the community. He's in the Noble Goldman community. So what I really just want to say in a nutshell, this community gives you a chance to share and learn, and the community itself is building MSIs. We got a bunch of MSIs in the community that you can choose from, whatever fits your fancy. And this way, if you're looking to grow with a team financially, it's perfect opportunity for that. So my presentation was just going to be short. It's I just wanted to say that Noble Goldman is a community. Again, we're sharing together, learning together, and we got a new program coming up, which is called the 30-Day Quest, and this is it's based on developing your skills with your attitude, building the habits that gets you into 30-day habits, visualize, affirmations, meditation, learning from adversity, controlling your environment. Just it's about 5-minute videos per day that you follow, and then we follow up with a meeting once a week and discuss what you're learning. Keep you on track. The accountability is huge with the mastermind group. So I don't really need to keep going on because it's just that simple. You want to be surrounding yourself with a bunch of people. You want to surround yourself with like-minded people, and that's really what this community is. And after seeing some of these other speakers come on here, they're all like-minded. They're all a little different. But this is what the community is all about. People like that you're seeing here on this this platform.
So. Absolutely, yeah, Ted. Thank you again. That's why I wanted to have you come on and talk about this, because it's really a valuable tool that people can have in their lives.
That's what it is. It's a if you look at it as a vehicle to take you to where you want to go and take you to where your desires are. As you share your desires with other members on your group, they put input, just like you mentioned. Sometimes they'll say something that you're not really happy about, but then after you think about it, yeah, I need to up my game. So a lot of them have really grown quite a bit in the group because we're just constantly sharing. We started a book club that we're doing on Wednesday, and then with another member, I joined a Toastmaster group. So you start to learn about people. And I want to get into scuba diving. There's a couple of people in our team that on the group that are scuba divers. And so you start learning other things from other people. And it's not all just about earning a buck. It's about what you love to do. So, yeah.
Right. And it's about helping to elevate your game. Whatever it is that you're missing, yes. I think right now, we start to focus on that area and help you improve in that area.
Correct. Correct. That's it. Yeah. So each person in there, you're not really a coach. You're just being you're just sharing your thoughts and giving feedback is really what it is. And then holding, and we're doing a lot of accountability right now, where people have paired up and their accountability once a week they speak. And if you did you do your task? Well, you know. That puts you that puts you you're more motivated to follow your task if you got to answer to somebody by the end of the week. It's like, yeah, no, I was watching Netflix, so I didn't get it done. So yeah, it's really great if you could have had a couple of those guys on. Well, you're in one of the accountability partners, so it's working out great for you, right?
Absolutely. Again, I met my accountability partner with again. What's the name of your group, by the way? Tell us that.
It's Noble Goldman Mastermind Team Builder.
Team Builder, exactly. I mean, that's working on us building our own individual teams, whatever they may be. But again, it's about working together, right? And our vision here is working together for a better tomorrow. I was one of the ones who brought accountability forward in our group, and I'm pleased I did, because again, I met my accountability partner, and he's going to be a guest later on, Mark Maynard. So again, it's all about connecting with those people, finding out, the values that you share, and exploring them together, right? There's just so many elements to a mastermind that really people can get from it.
Exactly. And then the other thing that the community has to share, they got a private Facebook group as well, but in the back office on the website of Noble Goldman, there's just a list of MSIs that you can check out, and then if you're interested in them, you can go to a free mastermind meeting and learn a little bit more about it. Start asking people that are in that group, and then you can decide if you want to join that MSI or not. Some are affiliate programs, and some of them are the MSIs. So, are multiple networking programs.
Because here's the thing: when they go to Noble Goldman, they're not going there for one mastermind group, right? They have their choice of, hundreds. Is it like?
Well, yeah. There's 3,000 members, and if somebody joins my group, they can stay with my group if they want, or if they find another person in the group that has a mastermind meeting at a better time, or they're maybe discussing a book or something, they're doing it a little bit different. Yeah, that you can join. There's one group that does a mastermind meeting every day at 3:00, and it's sort of just not a real formal meeting, but really just a lot of fun talk and building each other up. So everybody runs each mastermind a little different. There's a lot of them, they're very similar, but so, and then to run a mastermind, you become a gold star, and that gold star, then you can start your own mastermind and run it any way that you see fit. That you want to have a special group that discusses Think and Grow Rich, for instance. Some people do that. They just discuss a book for 90 days or until they're done with the book. So yeah, you can do a lot of different things. Correct.
Right. And I love that you just mentioned that, because again, we posted Ted's link there. That's an affiliate link for him, because he is a gold star. I'm not a gold star as of yet. I'm still the free member. But again, that allows me to get access to these different masterminds through the active membership. But again, if you have a gold star membership, you can create your own mastermind. And we have the intention to do that here in Live and Love Life. We're creating a men's only mastermind called the Executive Men's Room. So nice. We'll be doing that through the Noble Goldman platform. So I'm very pleased that you introduced that to me. And again, masterminds are a tremendous tool to help leap you to the next level. If you're not part of a mastermind, why? Because if you're trying to grow, if you're trying to become better, Napoleon Hill, the godfather of personal development, tells us to start a mastermind or get involved with one. So again, Noble Goldman is a good place to start. If you haven't found your path, please check out Ted's link here and start your journey with Noble Goldman and your mastermind product.
Right. And it is free to join. It's
free to join using this link. You don't have to become a gold star today. You don't have to become a gold star at all if that's what your choice. But again, depending on what journey you're looking for, maybe that's for you down the road. But it is an option. There is free options to get in there and get involved. That's what we're talking about.
When I noticed that you got the link on there, there is a key key code that you might have missed, but
I did, and we'll post that up. We'll do everything. Again, we just paid to keep the lights on. We've got our website set up, so we're going to start promoting those things out there through our website.
Perfect.
You can find those links out there. We'll put Curtis. If you can start putting our banner at the bottom there, so people have our website and trace back to us.
Okay.
And again, Ted, thank you.
All right. Well, you guys are doing a great job. I really,
Thanks,
I've listened
Ted.
to about 3 or 4 of the speakers already, and each and every one of them has so much value. So good for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Ted, thank you. And so that was Ted Uribe telling us about masterminds and the need for masterminds. I think we've proven the value in belonging to a group, in belonging to a community of like-minded people. That's the theme that's kind of going on this afternoon. And if you're not a part of a mastermind, why? You need to belong to a group of like-minded people. Through my connections and through my different activities out there in the online world, I have met so many people who can help you build a better life. And so that's why I have brought them here and gathered them here today in the efforts of helping you create that life. Again, build a life you love to live. That's our trademark here. And they're not just cheap, cheesy words. We're here to help you build a life you love to live. And one of the ways to do that is to find a way to give back. Amit this morning said, you know what, when you're struggling, when you're in a crisis, when you're feeling down, one of the best ways to give back is to help, to just help. You may be struggling, you may be having a hard time yourself, but if you help others, you're going to start elevating yourself. You're going to start feeling better about yourself. You're going to start to experience some goodness. Again, to get through that, to get to the good ship, you got to ride through the hardship. And I started giving back a while ago. I was looking for different avenues that I could do my part to help others. And I recently, because of my mission with International Men's Day and men's issues and men's rights, I was introduced to this gentleman, and just like I sold Curtis on my vision for Live and Love Life, he sold me on his vision for his not-for-profit organization. So much so that I wanted to do all I can for this organization. And we here in Live and Love Life will be directly supporting this organization. I believed in it so much, I've become a direct part of this organization. I've been asked to be the vice president. And I'm going to take that role very seriously. And we have some amazing work to do through this community. And this community, Voice of Men 360, who is going to do some great work as the voice of men around the world. My next guest created Voice of Men 360 to help combat some of the travesties or injustices that are facing men here, even in the 21st century. Curtis, would you like to come on and tell people a little bit more about our next guest?
Sure. I'd like to welcome Sylvain, who has been helping Silver Community Organization for many years. And he held various progressively responsible positions. He believes in giving back to society. He is also the host of several live talk shows, including Open Up, Vil I, monthly webinar, and panel discussions. He has been giving blood donations for many years. He is also the founder, Voice of Men 360, and which is not a not-for-profit organization dealing with men issues, as RJ said earlier. Welcome, Sylvain, and let's see what you have to say today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, RJ and Curtis. This is amazing opportunity. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate. And what can I say, man? RJ, I really love your energy, and both of you guys are doing amazing work. Giving back, yes. Giving back is one of my top priority, or I would say my passion for a long time. I think it was inherited or seeded in me through my father. Even though he passed away when I was 1.5 years old, before even he left, it was really injected, I would say. But really, every one of you guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. And my name is Sivam Velaidam, as you said, and I am the founder of Voice of Men 360. I'm really grateful to be part of this lineup of speakers today, especially thanks go to RJ and Curtis for giving me this is a great opportunity though. Um, my let me start with saying this: it doesn't matter which industry or which part of any service, we are here to help each other. That's all. End of the day, we are here to help each other. That's all. So that's all the matter. um, Philanthropy is one of the key area for me. It's just a long time, like Kadi was saying. I have been working with a lot of community organizations in the past and held various positions. Whenever, however, I could, I am still doing that. So I believe deeply in that philosophy or in that area, giving back. Because end of the day, if you ask yourself, like what the experience we gained, whatever we gain from this society, this community, so we have to give back. That's our responsibility, basically. And the one I would say is, as I said, I never think back, or I never stay back. Let's say, I never said no to any volunteering position or anything contributing to any community organizations or any part of organizations. So whenever I get a connections or anything, I always say yes. So think about the connections, think about the experience, think about that positive, the knowledge you gained. So these are the things I actually gained. I witnessed, even I experienced personally, that any positive result, any positive impact that you actually make through your contribution to an organization, it's a really an amazing experience though. So I really got great connections, great experience, and great learning process, life experience through this avenue, actually. So I always think, rather than think about, okay, what is it in for me? What is it for me? And I always think about how can I help this community? How can I help contribute this community? How can I help that individual or particular organization through my knowledge, through my experience, though? So it is not just end of the day, it is not about me. It's about the other people, the community. So, like I said in the earlier, whatever we experienced or gained knowledge or anything, it's actually from this community. So we are here to help each other. We are here to share whatever the knowledge we gained over the years. So think about. Let me ask you this question though. If you can't ask yourself, think about this. Like, let's say you have experience over these years. Why do you want to hide it? Why do you want to keep it in yourself? So let's see, if you are thinking about, okay, you know what, I am the better one, I can do better job, I can help this community or this organization or this particular individual. Why do you want to keep or hide that opportunity, chance, the experience you have it in you? So don't be silly. Don't hide that experience. Don't just waste that experience or knowledge. You want to really share with other people. You want to really share or give away. So when you give more, you gain more. That's how I feel. I really feel that I could do more. I still can do more. So when you think about giving more, it's actually end of the day you are gaining more. That's the way I look at it, and that's the way I feel it. And end of the day is it's a matter of the satisfaction. You know, when you are willing to contribute or willing to share, willing to help somebody or some organization, this organization or that organization, it doesn't matter. But when you think about contributing, willing to help, think about the satisfaction you are getting at the end of the day. That's the really matter is. So it doesn't matter. Until I heard or I listened to the speech Dr. Jerome's back in 2018, November 19th, I never thought about men's world issues. Oh, we have boys, they have issues as a boy, growing young man, and as a father, as a community part of being a community. I never thought about it. But as soon as I heard that message, the men's world issues, my mind suddenly said, you know what, I can do something about it. I want to do something about it. So that's how I started this organization with the help of other people too. I am at this point, I really want to point out that I'm really proud to say that RJ is part of it. This our organization, as he said, he will be vice president at our organization. So I am really excited to be part of this journey, and then he's really excited to be part of this journey, though, right? And we recently had a week-long celebration. As Kadis was saying, Voice of Men 360, it is a non-profit organization based in Toronto, Canada. And we are, of course, a part of International Men's Day. We have lots to do, right? So far, it is just started about a couple of months back. And we already finished, nearly hit 75 live talk shows. And we are helping each other. We are sending the message. We are sharing the message, however we can. So we had a week-long celebration with over 45 speakers a couple of weeks back, from November 14th to November 19th. So think about within such a short period of time, how we can do it. It's a like-minded people. Everybody connected very easily, and started to connect this and that people. And within we started only with the 20 people, but also we expanded to 45 speakers. So think about the speeches. The aim, the concept, or the main message is very simple. However, whenever we can help each other, how we can change one person's life, somebody's life, making a positive impact in somebody's life. Yes, we can. If we can do 1%, if we can save one person, 1% of the population, of course, you can serve. We can help a lot of people too. I'm really thankful for this opportunity again, RJ and Curtis. And the only question I want to leave with you guys is very simple. The contributions, the knowledge, the experience, every one of us, we get from the society, this society. We gained all of them from this society, from growing from early childhood to until your death. We get everything from here. So it is our responsibility to give back. So for me, philanthropy is more than just donating money or giving back to your community. It's more than that. The satisfaction that we all of us are looking for that end of the day. Thank you, RJ. I'm really proud of you, man.
And same here. Again, you know what? I'm glad we connected. Whatever brought us together, there was definitely providence there. The universe moving mountains to bring us together, because again, there is synergy, right? Just like, you know what, everybody worked together to bring this event together. Jerome, with his vision for International Men's Day, he is bringing other people to his vision and sharing that with others. And because of that, International Men's Day is now recognized in over 90 countries. So that's some amazing work right there. But you also mentioned two things. First of all, community, right? We can do much better and greater work by working together. That's our vision here, is working together for a better tomorrow. And that's why I immediately jumped and thought, here's why I have to work with this gentleman. So we are in support of Voice of Men 360 here. A portion of our profits will go to support Voice of Men 360. And again, because I'm vice president, I feel I can monitor and make sure the dollars that anybody through this community, anything that we send Voice of Men 360's way, I'm pretty sure we'll put to some valuable use, because we have an intention to do some great work in that community.
Absolutely. Yeah. And not only that, of course, see, the only thing is I want to leave with this message, though. Very simple and straightforward experience or the result, we immediately see that. See, the way you connect, the way you coming to this organization, and the way we are connected, actually. And now one more person, Dr. Praveen, he actually took that that inspiration, and then he did a one-day event. So it's not about Shivam or the organization, though. So how we are making a positive, or the vibration, the connections, everything. End of the day, that's really matter is RJ. I'm really happy to hear and also be part of the your journey, and then thank you for being part of our journey, the organization, though. It's end of the day, I can be here today. Tomorrow, no, I won't be here. But the mission has to be go on, is still on. So that's what the really matter is. So how we can help each other. There are so many boys and men out there, they are seeking for help. So giving back, of course, if we can give back at least 1% of your time or your knowledge or experience, that's more than enough, friends. So that's what it is, exactly.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. And my mentor, Amit, if you caught him this morning, he talked about, look, when you're in the worst conditions, when you're struggling and trying to find your way out, the best way out is to help. Give somebody your help so that you're not concentrating on yourself. And then you're going to start to experience that little bit of betterment because you're doing something good for somebody else.
Exactly. So a couple of questions you can ask. How, okay, you know what, this guy is talking about giving back or philanthropy or this and that. You know what? Okay, I have experience. I have a knowledge. I gained so much over the years. But ask these questions, couple of questions. Okay, how can I help somebody? How can I make my time valuable? So if you can ask those questions, what should I do with this my experience? So should I leave it as it is, or am I going to gain more, or utilize it more, or share it with other body? So ask about those questions. So if you ask those questions, and then okay, you know what are the options I have in front of me? So can I reach out to this organization or that organization, or how can I contribute my time to this organization, and how can I make at least 1% in somebody else's life, make a positive impact? Just one. It can be you just share one message, or you just one phone call, or okay, you know what, this group, maybe I find I align with my values, so I can work with them. So work with them for a while. It doesn't matter. There's so many groups. So how you can, or how I can help other people. End of the day, that's really matter. We are here to serve each other. That's all. Nothing else. So thank you, RJ and Curtis. You guys are doing amazing job, man. I really appreciate that, and I'm grateful to be blessed to be a part of this, today's shows. That's about it. Yeah.
Of course, and I think you mentioned Dr. Pravin. Is that Dr. PPP you're talking about?
Yeah.
I love the man. you know what? He is part of my growth as well. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be part of our next event in March because he has a message to share with people that people really need to hear.
Exactly. So only one last thing I will leave it with is whoever is watching or anybody is watching. So think about, it doesn't matter how many number of people you guys watching though. End of the day, the matter is if you can take one message or from, let's say 100 people you guys watching this live show right now as we are speaking. It doesn't matter. I don't care. If one of you guys take this message and share it with somebody else, or think about how can you share, how can you make this useful, utilize this message. It doesn't matter RJ's message or somebody else's message. So because back in 2018, November 19th, I'm not sure like how many people were attending. At least my mind was saying I could do something. That's why we are here. And then that's why I'm talking about Voice of Men 360. So one person can take one simple message and implement in some different ways, in a positive ways. That's about it.
No, absolutely. Thank you very
Very
much.
good.
Curtis, you know
Yes.
what? You're not that familiar with Sivam.
No.
You've heard his conversation. Anything
Yes.
you'd like to add or ask before we get him off the line?
I didn't realize there was a group for men to help them out with issues they had, because I'm sure all men have some kind of issues. And I'm glad that you're on our show today that give enlightenment to those that will be watching now or later, that they have a place to go with the 360 men group, that they can actually have, maybe find solutions to their problems, or if they don't know if they have problems, they can find out what they don't know, and to be able to know and maybe support the different various things that you support as well.
Quickly,
I think that's great.
will share what we are actually working on. Weekly live talk shows, workshops, information session, counseling, coaching, mentorship,
Yep.
collaborations, working with community organizations, speaking opportunities, and launching a podcast. Of course, recreational activities and supporting other men's group. So we are looking for more volunteers, and we are open for many people. And we love to work with you guys, any professional, any backgrounds. So yes, thank you one more time, RJ, Curtis too. All right.
Absolutely. So yeah, please reach out to us. We are at www.voiceofmen360.org. You want to be part of one of our shows. Again, I'm the host of Open Up, which is Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. I'll be hosting one tomorrow morning. Please join me for that. And email us. Our email address is info@voiceofmen360.org. So again, I'm proud to be part of this organization, proud to have you here today, and absolutely had to get you as a sponsor for my show. There's value to be had in that. So there's value to be had in the connection in the community. And thank you, Siv.
Yes, sir. New phone number 437-889-8329, 437-889-8329. Any platform, Voice of Men 360, you can find it. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, any platform you can find it. So please get connected. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we are a relatively new organization, Voice of Men 360, but we're going to do some great work moving forward. We're going to have a forum so that we can get active in men's work. And you know what? There may be, I hope none on this line. I don't expect anybody on this line would be the type of attitude to say, oh, that men have enough issues going on or enough people looking out for them. You know what? I think we're beyond that. And every person we can influence in the right direction. Again, it's another voice for change. So again, I'm proud to support Voice of Men 360. I'm glad to belong to the organization. And again, if you're looking for something, you need something in your life to improve, to become better, giving back, helping out your fellow man, that is one way to improve your life. We are so disconnected from life right now, especially with everything that's going on. But even before we had all these issues appear in our life, we had a disconnect from humanity. We had lost touch with reality. We move so fast and we just try to get by and we try to live this life, and we have a hard time keeping up. My next guest would like to help you reconnect. I'm not sure if he's ready. I don't see him in this backstage here. So it's okay. I do see him now. So we are going to get ready to move on. But yeah, so we're talking about disconnect because we're in the 21st century. We move so fast. Life goes on. We're working 2 jobs, right? Husband, wife, not enough time for the kids, not enough quality time at home. There's just too much that we're missing out on. I met this gentleman also through Voice of Men 360 for this big event that we just put on recently in honor of International Men's Day. And because of his message, because of his passion and his purpose, I knew we had to bring him to you today. So again, Curtis, would you like to talk about our guest? Let people
Sure.
Would you like
What
to
was
tell
that?
people a little bit? You got
Sure.
background music.
Yeah, my daughter's downstairs right now. I'll go over
Okay,
there. Hold
so
on.
tell us a little bit about our guest, and then we'll
Okay.
bring him on to tell a little bit
Our
about what's going
next
on.
guest is Jonathan Tarrant. He is a self-discovery coach for men, best-selling author, podcaster, and public speaker. Jonathan believes that the root of humanity, conflict, and strife is the disconnection that so many of us experience. Disconnection from ourselves, from each other, and from the planet itself. He has come to this awareness through incredibly challenging personal experience and very hard-won awakening. Jonathan is the visionary founder and CEO of Live More, a platform which is a global engine for social change and personal growth, like the world has never seen before. Let's welcome Jonathan Tarrant. Welcome, Jonathan, and let's listen to your story. Thank you.
Right on. Thanks very much, Curtis. Thank you, RJ. It's definitely a pleasure to be here today. I'm honored that you guys invited me out. And thank you for the introduction. So I wonder, maybe we're interested to know, like, what inspired me to create my personal development brand, Live More. You know, what inspired me to change my life so much to write a couple books so far, to become an international best-selling author, which is pretty exciting. What inspired me to create my podcast and to take up public speaking? You know, why did I create the Lost and Found Man online course? Well, like, what's my why for all of this? And really, it's to set myself, for one, fully, wholeheartedly, and emotionally free, and to take as many other men with me as I possibly can. Now, what do I mean by free? I mean free to embrace everything that we are, all of our complexities, all of our emotions, and all of our masculine strength. I mean free to show up powerfully and completely in all of our relationships, you know, our friendships, our marriages, our relationships with our children, our relationships with ourselves. This is what the Lost and Found Man is all about. It's finding yourself. It's learning what drives you and becoming the man you were born to be. It's about discovering your connection to yourself and to the world. Certainly, this is something that I needed a long time ago and I couldn't find. When I needed it most, I couldn't find it, either because it wasn't there, it wasn't readily available enough, or because I was blocking myself. But at any rate, the end result was that I wasn't able to get the help that I needed. I had to come to my own awakening the long way, you could say, the hard way. And I did a lot of damage before I got there. And it was that realization that sparked the inspiration for Live More in me. Live More is the foundation. It's the original, massive, incredible vision that was given to me all at once in my darkest hour. I mean, maybe it was a gift, or maybe I was finally open enough at that point to be able to to see it, to allow it to come out from inside of me and to show itself. Live More is really everything I've always wanted in life, everything I've been starving for so long. And now it's like the banner that ties all of my work together. The vision of Live More was so intense for me when it arrived. And I think it had to be to shine through the darkness of my emotional collapse, which at the time was awful for myself, obviously, and for many other people who were closely involved with me. For me, it was like a never-ending volcano of sadness and regret and pain and realizations, which lasted for months and months and months. As I mentioned, I took the long, slow road to my breakdown, and I've come to realize now that I've been putting pieces in place little by little along the way as I carried on with my sort of normal life. I've been building up to that point of collapse since my childhood, really. I grew up with a lot of anxiety, a lot of extreme self-consciousness at times, certainly a lot of self-doubt and lack of self-worth, and most of all, disconnection from myself and from those around me. I've often said that I felt like an observer in my own life. I never felt grounded. Meaningful human connection was something that was missing for me. And because I didn't know what it looked like or what it felt like, I didn't know how to open myself up to it with others. And I didn't know how to create that kind of relationship. I spent a lot of time in my head thinking, overthinking, and overthinking some more. I'd often think myself right out of taking any action. I'd get myself so worked up over potential future outcomes that it was impossible to just relax and let things flow naturally. And of course, that is a major vicious cycle. I will say that I had reasonably good awareness of my own hang-ups for a while, but I never managed to resolve the stronger ones on my own. And then as I got older, and as my responsibilities and obligations increased, I began to feel my own identity slowly slipping away. That was my impression anyway. I didn't know who I was. And even experiencing that while I still felt as though I'd never really discovered who I was in the first place. I had never really found myself. And I lost track. Eventually, I lost track of my desire to be a better man. And I lost myself into my own ego. And I fell into a state of denial. And I really couldn't find my way out. And that was my life, you could say, right up to the last moment. I really wanted help, but I didn't know where to find it because I didn't see myself as worthy enough of the effort or the expense of going for professional help. And honestly, the few times that I did get such help as an adult, I was really not impressed with the level of service that I experienced. What I really wanted, I believe, was a strong role model, one who was real, not like a movie star, not like some distant idol, one that could be part of my life for long enough to make a difference. And that's the thing that I never got until much later. Only recently have I become that for myself, with a lot of help from other men and from a few solid mentors. I was finally ready for them after my awakening. I sought them out, and thank God I had the internet to help me out. I had the resource, the access to information and research that the internet provides, which has been tremendous. I couldn't see what I was missing before, at least not clearly. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't know what wholehearted human connection was supposed to look like. And that's one thing that totally blew my mind after my breakdown. Finally experiencing what it felt like to be seen, to be heard, and appreciated for who I really was. because I finally decided to just say, screw it, and show myself without second guessing every move and every thought, which is what I used to do. That's one of the gifts that I got from having a major break in my life. I honestly felt like I had nothing left to lose. So I was in a position where I was able to throw away the limiting beliefs that I could see had never served me, and I could choose to go in a completely new direction. And this is something that anyone can do at any time. It's just that we're afraid, and we don't usually have enough of a push. And this is where Live More comes in, not as a push, but as a presence in your life, as something you see all around you, eventually as part of our social fabric, creating room for the conversation, inspiring the conversation about what it means to be you and to be human, cultivating a feeling of community and acceptance, right? It's on the way. Community and acceptance and real human connection are things that I believe could change the world in profound ways. As human beings, we tend to see ourselves as separate from nature. You know, we often judge each other and ourselves far too harshly. We judge ourselves far too harshly. We judge things that we don't understand. We're afraid of things that are different, but we rarely take the time to look for commonalities. We seek to relieve our pain and loneliness by acquiring more and more materialistic stuff. We humans do horrendous things to each other because we aren't feeling our connection. We aren't present to the oneness of it all. We consume everything, and we seem to imagine that this world is ours for the taking. But we are this world. We weren't placed on it. We are made of it. There's no separation other than that which we create. No single component is more important than any other. And when we abuse this world, we are equally abusing ourselves. Those of us who feel their connection, who are present to it, are usually a joy to be around. You want those people in your life because you feel alive when they are. That is the power of deep connection. This has been the revelation of my life. This is what Live More promotes. This is what the Lost and Found Man online course can help you find. And it's not complicated either. It just takes some time, some persistence, and some patience. When we feel our connection to ourselves, to each other, and to the world, it becomes almost unthinkable to purposely harm someone else or really any other living thing. It becomes easy and pleasurable to help others, or to at least give them much more understanding. It becomes desirable to protect and preserve our natural environment. You know, we appreciate it deeply as we love and appreciate ourselves. That is the power of wholehearted connection. Imagine what the world could look like if even more of us felt so connected. Now, how do we achieve such a connection? I've been mentioning limiting beliefs, and these are internal ideas that you have about yourself and about the world. Limiting beliefs are like your reference points, and they're typically not things that you knowingly created for yourself on purpose, ironically enough. They can definitely get in the way of you finding your connection, though. They may be working against you all the time and keeping you from seeing things clearly. So if I may, I'd like to offer you something of value today that you can take away with you and put to use right away. As a first step towards opening yourself to deeper connection, I'd like to touch on the topic of something directly related to limiting beliefs, which is negative self-talk. I'm choosing this because negative self-talk is not too complicated, and it's something you can start observing and changing immediately if you so desire. Negative self-talk offers a window into what your limiting beliefs look like. It's basically like the voice of those beliefs. How often do you stop and listen to the way you talk to yourself inside your head? Would you ever allow another person to speak openly to you in that way without calling them on it? What I'd like to suggest as a first step towards finding a much deeper connection with your world is for you to purposely create a new habit of listening to the way you talk inside your head and listen to what comes out of your mouth. Practice doing this all day long, like for at least a week. Listen to how you talk to yourself. Listen to the things that you think about others. Listen to the things you may actually say out loud to others. Listen to the way that you talk. Listen to the way that you talk about yourself to others. Not judging, just observing and thinking about the way it makes you feel. If your self-talk is the voice of your limiting beliefs, what do you think those beliefs must look like based on what you're hearing? This is just a simple exercise to get you thinking and observing yourself, hopefully impartially. And if you don't like what you hear or what you feel that it implies, you can choose to change it. You can choose to use your self-talk as a tool for empowering yourself. And if you do choose to change it and you stick with it for a while, then the new way will become a new habit. And you'll be well on your way to finding yourself and your deeper connection. It's really an amazing journey. And you are, I assure you, you are very much worth the effort. Your family and your good friends are very much worth the effort. And if I can be a part of that journey with you in some small way, if I can offer you some guidance, some insight, or some kick-ass resources like the Lost and Found Man, it would truly be my pleasure. I'm very grateful for your time today, grateful for your attention, and for the opportunity to be a part of the Better Life Symposium. Thank you.
Jonathan, thank you so much for being a part of this. You know what? We've all worked so hard to put this on. This was my vision, of course, but I mean, our vision here is working together for a better tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And through the different platforms that I'm involved in, through you're involved in, that's how we get connected. That's how we end up doing some great work.
That's right. That's right. Totally agree with you. I mean, I'm sure there's a well-worn saying, which is no man is an island. And I used to see myself as an island. I used to feel very much isolated. And now that I am much freer, now that I'm willing and have been actively pursuing connection with many, many other people, the difference is incredible. You know, the network that I have now, the multiple networks that I have now have benefited my life, benefited me in so many ways I can't even begin to describe. Like networking in my isolated and more antisocial days, networking was like a bad word for me. I didn't want any part of it. And now I love it. I love the opportunity to meet new people and see what they're about and talk about what I'm doing, see what they're doing. It's amazing, and as you said, once you get into a good network, a network of people that are all interested in elevating each other, exponential growth is what follows.
Right. And the word you use is connection, right? We're doing so much better, and we become so much better because of getting connected with others and getting connected with communities and becoming involved, right? Like sometimes, we like you mentioned, you were very much an introvert and you kind of wanted to hide in the background. But you know what? By getting out there and just stepping into what it is, look, we want to build a life you love to live. By stepping into that, you can become that person just by having those conversations and listen, we inspire each other. You know what I mean? Sivan fired us up because with the men's issues and got us involved in that issue. But that led from Jerome, who started it 20 years ago. By just getting involved, you can get that connection back that you were talking about, that disconnect, but you can also find yourself in there somewhere.
Exactly.
And I like one that you mentioned, the negative self-talk, because I mean that's what helped change me in my original days of despair. Was I discovered cognitive behavioral therapy, and that's exactly what it is recognizing, observing that this is what I'm saying, this is what that thought is causing. What's a better way to have that thought so that it's more empowering?
Exactly. The words, the language that we use, as you mentioned, which we may not even be aware of, it's very powerful. It's very powerful, and it's like a constant reinforcing of whatever your beliefs are, whatever mood you're in, right? However you're feeling, you're having this monologue with yourself, and if you're not controlling it, it will potentially just run you into the ground. It will just reinforce and reinforce and reinforce wherever your mindset is. And if you are in a self-destructive place, if you're not feeling good about yourself, if you are, feeling less than for whatever reason, that self-talk, if left unchecked, will simply drive you further into the ground.
Absolutely. And so you have put together this course called The Lost and Found Man. We're, of course, proud to present it here. You know what? We didn't have time to set up affiliate links and things like that, but we want people to get the program and the training they need. Yes. Reach out to Jonathan, get access to his program. You know what? If you need to find yourself, you're a little bit, you need that connection. You don't know where to find it. You don't know where that spark is coming from. Please reach out to Jonathan for this course. Of course, if you want to support our community, please give him the code LLL2021 to let him know that you came from our community. So again, it's about carrying it forward and working together for a better tomorrow. Jonathan, I'm pleased we're connected. Thank you for being a part of this, and I'll make sure that we adequately support each other moving forward. Thank you very much.
Right on. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks,
I love your presentation. It was very good.
Right on. Thank you.
And that was Jonathan. He talked to us about connection. Still there with me, Curtis?
I am here. I was going to switch up some of the stuff.
Yep. Put yourself on mute when you're not talking. But I wanted to point out to people that we have a theme going on. We're, this morning we were talking about giving back and helping out and stepping into your journey and becoming the person you want to become. This afternoon, the theme seems to be community and like-minded individuals and working together and the association and the value that association can carry. And I think we've demonstrated and put that together here today. So I just want to take a moment and tell you what brought this all about. I mean, I'm not a coach. I'm working on it. Curtis has received this coaching certification, but we're just starting out in this community. We're really getting our feet under us. I've written a book called 10 Steps to Achieve Any Outcome You Desire. Outcomes, desires. It really is about your dreams. You see the title there, subtitle, Build a Life You Love to Live. That's what brought this about. I wanted to create a program built around helping you build a life you love to live. So I wrote a book with my expertise, 10 Steps to Achieve Any Outcome You Desire. Really, we were going to discuss that today, but we've had so much value going on and so much activity. I'll save that for another day, but I do want people to know I'm an author and a publisher, as I self-published my book, 10 Steps to Achieve Any Outcome You Desire. Now, having said that, I'm a self-published author, but my partner here is published, and his book is ABCs to a Positive Life. Did I get that right?
Yes, it is. I'll show you there. My
So
book
that's the
there.
ABCs to a Positive Life. So
Positive
we're
Life.
both authors, we're both professional coaches in that sense, and we want to help people build a better life, right? So please
Yes,
tell
we
us just a little bit about your book and what led to you creating that.
Basically, this book started back about 6 years ago. I had my first child, London, and I just think, oh, I got to figure a way to make more money or be a better person. And then I got into coaching with Chief Today, and that's where I started my journey. And self-discovery and all that good stuff like that happened, and I got into the program with Raymond Aaron, 10-10-10, and I wrote my first book based on his presentation of his book program. And then from there, I found other stories in my life that I forgot about, and they're in my book. And then the different techniques and other things I found during my journey to be positive, to be a better person, was in my book as well. And then one of the key things I always found is that you can always make the change. You just got to make that decision and have that knowing within yourself to do it. Because you can always do whatever you like. It's just a matter of making that choice and the decision to follow through on it. And that's what it is, RJ.
Absolutely, and taking the action, right, and stepping into it. I think, again, we're talking about becoming that person, and that's what we're here to help people do. That's how you build a better life. That's how you build a life you love to live. So,
That's
and
right.
I mean, you know, my book, Curtis's book, they're about teaching you how to become a better person. They're about helping you build your dreams. You know what? They're about, we all have dreams, we all have desires. I think of a word that has come up several times today is vision. And I had a vision, I shared that with others. Other people out there have had a vision and they shared that with others. One of the most powerful quotes in the world, I have a dream. And we know what happened when that gentleman shared his dream with the world. He changed the world. That's what we're about here today. We're about changing the world, doing one little part. How many times have you heard it today? If I can just help one person. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated. If I can just help one person. So if this book, this video you're watching today, these presentations, if they help one person, we've done a good job. I know we've influenced quite a few more, but it's about that influence. It's about taking initiative and stepping into that life. And we've talked about community. We've talked about associations. We've talked about how getting involved, you meet people and you get influenced by people. I told you earlier, my next speaker, I met him through Ted Uribe, who talked about mastermind groups and the value for masterminds and how to implement them in your life and what they can do for you. Again, we talked about accountability today too, and this is my accountability partner currently, and that came about through Ted's mastermind group. So again, please get out there and get involved in mastermind groups. If you haven't found one, please visit Noble Goldman and get involved and get started with your mastermind group today. But my next speaker, again, I may not be the coach for you. This program may not be for you. This is a basic starter program. My next guest, his program, he calls it a basic starter program. But let me tell you, it's much elevated from mine because he is Mary Morrissey trained, what is it? A life mastery consultant. So I met Mark Maynard through the mastermind program, and I'm pleased I did because he is going to talk to you about dream building, and I'm going to get Curtis to tell us a little bit more about this while I bring him on. Curtis.
Thank you, RJ. So let's welcome Mark. Is a inspiring speaker, passionate educator, and a highly sought after transformational coach. For over 8 years, Mark has worked with and inspired individuals like yourself, helping them build their dreams, accelerate the results, and create richer, more fulfilling lives. As a life mastery consultant certified by the Brave Thinking Institute, he can help you design and manifest a life that is in harmony with your soul's purpose. Let's welcome Mark Maynard. You're on, Mark.
Thank you, Curtis.
That's a great introduction. Thank you, RJ. You two are doing an incredible job with this platform. I love the platform. And for everyone watching, everyone out there, how many of you have received incredible value today with all the great speakers and all the great information? I know I have. I've absolutely loved listening and absorbing such great influence and energy, techniques and value that they have been given. So as I said, my name is Mark Maynard. I'm a life mastery consultant, and the basic marquee program that I coach, as RJ put, is the Dream Builder. And that's really kind of what the message is today. The message today is we want to get into a place that we're happy and we're driven and we're motivated, we're energetic, and we're excited about getting up every day and going towards something that we absolutely love. So the Dream Builder program, and I'll get to it in a second, but I'd like to introduce myself a little bit and give you some background on my story and how I came to be where I am right now. So I'm 49 years old right now. I'm married with one son and 2 stepchildren, and I live in New Hampshire. And my life has been drastically different since a lot has happened to me, and it put me on the path to wanting to do something that it was in my soul's purpose and to actually just resonate with something that I really enjoy doing all the time. So a background quickly through my childhood, I guess you could say aptly, a challenging childhood, was not given the best information. How many of you can relate to that? As we try to go through life, we feel accepted, we don't feel accepted. And we try to navigate ourselves as we go forward. It took me to my mid-20s to really make a decision that I myself felt worthy enough to do something for myself. And I did what a lot of people do. I found a decent job, a decent company. I worked for a beverage distribution company, and I built myself up through the ranks in that company, because that seems to be what we're taught to do, right? To pick something that makes sense, something that will pay the bills, have benefits in the long run. And I did that for 23 years. I did that. And I became a driver. I had my own routes, and I spent all of my time and energy being the best I could be at that job. And although I felt like I was really good at that job, good enough that when that company sold, and that was one of the biggest things that changed my life, when the company I worked for that entire amount of time sold to another company, that meant I was going to have to start over again. That's a thankless position to be in when you feel you've built yourself up to a certain amount of time being with this company. So that was difficult. But I felt I was really good at my job. And I got lots of interviews with different companies because my company promoted me, even though they were selling, they promoted me pretty valuable to all the other companies that were looking to acquire workers. That being said, as I moved into another company, it was a lateral move, but I would have to start over again. And I felt that was very aggressively stressful on me. I did not want to have to do that again. And it kind of stole the heart out of what I was doing. But what it really pointed out to me was something Les Brown had said. And I absolutely love Les Brown, one of my favorite mentors. And he said, if you don't move on life, life will move on you. And I feel that's what was happening to me at that time. I feel my soul was unsettled because even though I had done a good job with this career, I wasn't satisfied. My soul wasn't satisfied. The energy in my heart wasn't satisfied. And day after day was just a repeat of the day before. It was like I was mundanely just going down the rabbit hole with no way of stopping, tumbling down the rabbit hole, as it were. And I felt my energy was calling, my soul was calling for something better. And what I had really noticed was for the last 10 years of my career, what I looked forward to most of all was the community that RJ and Curtis are talking about here, was that community feel of just resonating with other people. I had my own roots in this delivery. So
I got to see the same people on a weekly basis. And I really looked forward to that. I ended up spreading as much of my energy as I could to cashiers and managers and owners of companies and just really connecting and resonating with them. And I didn't even realize how much I enjoyed doing that and how much it resonated with my soul until life moved on me. Once those roots were taken from me, I didn't have that passion that I could pour in every single day. And I had to start in new areas, learn new patterns, learn new territories. That added a certain amount of stress to me. And after a while, what wound up happening is I perceived this stress over and over and over again. And it put so much pressure on me physically that I had major medical events all line up in a row. And without getting into too much detail, I will just say I had a heart attack, a VSD repair where they had to sew a patch into my heart, into the center of my heart. I had a stroke the year later, which thankfully was in my cerebellum and not the cerebral stroke, because that was more of a balance center thing. So I suffered no deficits, a blessing for me. And then I suffered a major concussion. And as Les said, I feel that life was trying to tell me, you're meant for something better. You're meant for something more than this. We're not here to just live and pay bills and die. That's not what our expression should be in this world. So I decided that I was going to take that leap. And I moved on what my heart was telling me to do. I want to be a coach. I want to help people better their lives, to improve their lives. There is no better feeling in the world. So I took that move and I dove in there. I invested where I didn't have the money to invest. I just took that step and said, it will come, this will happen. So I took that step and it just dove right in, and I learned, and I spent 6 months in that program and got educated to the highest level. That's such a world-class institute. It's Brave Thinking Institute. And now that I am a coach, the marquee program that I coach is the Dream Builder. So I'd like to kind of briefly talk about the Dream Builder, but then I want to add some value to you today. So the Dream Builder program, in general, it's a 4-step program that goes through blueprinting. The first thing that we do is you craft a vision that is meant for you. Something that's right in your heart that you love, that you're passionate about. And we suspend the how. We don't worry about the how. We just focus on what would you love. We craft the dream. You learn how to test the dream, and you increase your sense of deserving in that first stage. And then we go on to the bridging stage. And in the bridging stage, you'll learn how to befriend your fear, as fear it can be an ally along the way as we move forward. Fear is present. Every time we step on the green growing edge of our reality, what we've known, fear will tend to arise. You'll learn how to befriend your fear, shift lack into a sense of abundance, and then go through amazing spiritual forgiveness principles where we can release all the negative blocks and struggle that we hold inside that frees us up to channel more of this amazing, loving, creative source that we're fueled with every day. After that, we go into the building phase, and that's where you'll learn how to develop your intuition, how to find and create and cultivate a support system that'll be with you along the way. As RJ said, just like mastermind teams is a great support system that can help fuel you with great energy and forward momentum. And then how to turn failure, which we perceive failure, which is just learning, from a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Because some of the great leaders in the world have all said that all the lessons are in failure. And this part of the program is going to really laser focus on how to take the information out of our learning curve and take those steps and move forward into growth. And then that moves into the becoming phase. And this is where you learn how to harvest the dream. Now, I know it sounds a little funny, but sometimes one of the biggest problems we have is we don't feel worthy enough to accept the good that's coming to us. And it sounds a little funny, but it does happen to a lot of people that on some level, in a vibrational sense, they don't feel worthy of what's coming to them. So they unintentionally move away from it. And you'll learn that there in the becoming phase. So that's basically the structure of it. But what I'd love to give you some benefit now are 4 pieces that I've learned that you really need just to get started on moving towards your dream. And the first thing, as I said, we cover in the blueprinting phase is you need a goal, you need a dream, you need a vision. And that can be as simple as just feeling, what do you love? What would you love, regardless of money or time or any difficulty you could perceive, to suspend that for a minute and just feel, what would you love? And just write down the life you would love to live. And that's a great GPS location because you can definitely have that. So craft a vision and a dream for your future. That's the first thing. The second thing that is absolutely necessary is having a mentor. Whatever your particular goal is, where you would like to end up, to find someone that's done it, someone you respect, someone you really like who they are, and they're already emulating where you want to be. Take them as a mentor, follow them, study them, see if you can connect with them and learn from them. Most mentors are very willing to give you their time and help you to understand some of the things they did to get to where they are. And the third thing is we must become the learner. It was a very difficult thing for me, as through my struggles when I was younger, I felt that I had to be my own responsibility. Lone wolf paradigm, as I call it. I had to be my own responsibility, so I would not let other people help me. Every now and then that paradigm tries to creep up on me, but I love to reach out in communities like this and learn from other people all the time. Become the learner. We cannot grow if we're not allowing ourselves to take in new information. So that's definitely the third thing. And then, I'm drawing a bit of a blank, sorry. The fourth thing that we absolutely have to have, apologies, is that support system that I mentioned is also in the program. We have to have a good quality support system. It's very important that we have the good energy and good encouragement, people, like-minded thinkers that are headed in the same direction to communicate with and to commune with, and then move forward from there. So those are the 4 pieces of value I wanted to give to you today. And I also wanted to let you know that we all have dreams and we all have desires that we want to achieve and pursue in our life. And when we start to pursue them, absolutely that paradigm, and I know that's a negative connotation word, but the programs in our head might poke up and try to pull us down and say, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? And when those paradigms come up, they're going to give you all sorts of reasons why you can't move in that direction. So I want to give you a quote I absolutely love from Tom Billio. Excuses are sinister because they are valid. Had to be one of the most impactful quotes that hit me in my journey. I love that because we will come up with every reason not to succeed, every reason not to move forward. And we'll do that on our own without any help from the outside world, which can be challenging at every turn. But I want you to know that in the end, there is only one person that can stop you from getting your dream, and that is you. So I hope you receive some value today, and such an amazing group. Please, if you want to connect with me, as RJ has the code there, LLL 2021, a complimentary 60 to 90 minute coaching session, strategy session for everybody part of this symposium that can help to not only put on the vibration of this program, and you'll be able to test out what it feels like, but help you decide what's the next step for you moving forward.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much again, Mark. You know what? First of all, I'm so pleased you and I are connected. You know, we're accountability partners. We really haven't explored that much because we've been so busy over the last several weeks. But you know, you mentioned it, that it's the community. It's getting out there and getting access to like-minded people who want to support you and help you in your journey. The common word today here was mentors and coaches. Yes, they're the ones who are going to, you know, help you take your game to the next level. You're certified with Mary Morrissey as a life mastery consultant. I know that to be a valuable training program. I haven't, you know, truly explored that. Again, next year it's on my list to get my certification. You know, my partner Curtis has his, and you know what? No matter what your path is, we all have to start somewhere, right? And that's the point I think of our seminar. Better life, but it has to start somewhere. We're at whatever path you're at right now, and you're certainly out there to help people do that, right?
Right, absolutely. And I have to say, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And I have to say, maybe challenging being a father to my son. That I always said the toughest job I ever loved, but coaching people and seeing the success, just hearing the success stories, nothing feels better. I feel like I'm really bringing a level of value to the world I've always wanted to do. So absolutely, and I love that. One of the most common things, and everyone here can take this with them. Most common thing a client will ask me is, how do I know what decision I should make as I'm going along to my dream? And I'll answer that the same way every time. So if you have a vision in your future and you have it in your field of vision, if this is in line with where you're headed, it's exactly meant for where you're going. So yeah, absolutely. I'd love to add that as well.
Yeah, and you know what? That reiterates, because my mentor this morning, Amit Magankar, said the very same thing. That's how you know when you're in line with your purpose, right? Because it'll take you in the direction you're meant to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, I'm also part of mastermind teams, and that community is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. The amount of support that they offer each other and the energy and the good ideas. And I'm watching a lot of my fellow mastermind partners and all different ones that I'm part of. I'm running to, and I'm part of another one. And all three of them are just moving forward. So it's great to see that success and that support to help everybody.
Absolutely. You know what? This event happened because you mentioned it, that what do you love so much? What is it you'd love to do? And, you know, income aside, what do you want to go out there and do? And I built this community. I built this event with little regard for income. Don't get me wrong. I still would love to see payment and get my reward at the end of the day, right? But I built it because there was a value to be offered. Somebody had to offer it. It was my mission to do so.
Awesome.
And here we are today, right? So please.
I'm very honored that you invited me to be a part of this. And I'd love to stay connected and stay in this. I think it's great what you guys are doing, you and Curtis. And I love the value, and I'd love to add whatever value I can add to this great community of yours.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing this Dream Builder program. Again, you say it's a 3-tier program. This Dream Builder is just like the starter level. And that's what I like for people, because yes, maybe you're at a higher level. And if you are, maybe Mark can help you with that, because he does have higher tier levels for that. But you know what? If you're just starting out, if you don't know where to start, you don't know what next step to take, that Dream Builder program could help you figure out your vision and your dream moving forward.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The one piece that I really love to stress is that the way the program is structured has Mary's almost 40 years of experience in the way it's structured. It's structured to take what you love, the specific details of your heart. And that's where all unique as a thumbprint, she says. And what it does, you get to imprint that into the program. So it is specifically geared towards kind of a shell program that can accompany anybody's passion.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I love that, you know what? We're all here to help. And this is just one more way to do that. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for agreeing to be a part of that, for being one of those coaches to help people out there. And again, please get access to Mark's Dream Builder program and use the code LLL2021. Thank you for joining us today, Mark. It's been awesome.
Thank you, RJ. Curtis.
Sorry, I cut you off there. If you want to go ahead and say that again.
All set.
Okay. Thank you. You know what? We've had a great lineup and we're not even done. We are almost done. I will say I've got a bit of a filler here because my next guest is not scheduled for a half an hour. But that gives us a chance to talk and go over things and reiterate because we've had an exciting day so far. We've been at this for almost 5 hours now outside of our lunch break, and we've been busy. We've been trying to share everything with everybody. Curtis, what are you thinking so far, man? How much have you learned? How much have you picked up? What do you think what do you think of what we're sharing with everybody today?
I think it's great. I think that if people want to learn something, this is the way to go. And it's great that we can have these people come on and give people inspiration. And some of the courses that people are offering, I think I want to do actually.
Absolutely. I know I'm going to take, I know I'd be taking Sadhana's real estate training. I know for me, real estate is part of my journey. I love that Mark mentioned to build a life you love to live. You know what I mean? Like that's like, it's almost like I planned this with people using the words we use. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
But that's my point is that, you know what? There's so many people out there to help us build a life you love to live. And that's the mission, is that this program, this platform is about you, the individual, right?
Yes.
I'm a coach. I know some things. Curtis,
Absolutely.
you're a coach. You know some things. Many of our coaches have lots of expertise to share, but they don't know your journey. They don't know your path. They don't know where you want to go in life.
Yeah.
So where do we be? Where, you know what I mean? It's about helping you and getting to know you and finding your journey, and then we'll walk you through your journey.
Absolutely. It's got to make the first step, right? The person who figures out what they want in their life, they got to be able to take that first step and jump into whatever thing that makes them feel most comfortable at that time. And I think with the amount of speakers we had today, there's 9 or 10 of them so far that you can totally find that you might have a connection with. And I think people should just follow through with it and just do something for themselves with each of the course, or maybe all of them, or some of them. We don't know.
Exactly. And we've offered so much. Let's go back and we've got time. Let's go back and learn who we've talked to today. We started out the day. How powerful was that? Annie Koshi. Annie Koshi's a branding expert.
Yeah. And she helped us with her sign, or
our sponsorship with Annie has allowed us to elevate our game. You know what I mean? She has brought in our brand and taken it to another level.
Absolutely.
She is responsible for the brand, or for the banner we put together. I mean, you did a great job. Don't get me wrong, right? The original banner. It was elegant, but she took it and moved around some pieces and put everybody in the right position, and
it looked good.
Yeah, it looked spectacular when she was done.
Yes.
And then she she spent an hour with me on the phone last night trying to get our logo looking right, and to be able to help share these people's presentations and things like that.
Good.
So she helped us look like a professional.
Perfect.
Right? I think we came off looking really well because of Annie's influence today.
Oh, absolutely.
And then she shared with everybody how you know what, how to set yourself up, how to become the person that you want to be.
Yes.
And so I think that was valuable insight. And anybody who's looking to build a life you love to live really should start with stepping into the role that they want to assume.
For sure. And then Sadhana was good today too.
Absolutely. You know what? She's been a mentor of mine for a while. And her course, again, people don't even realize they can get involved in real estate investing. They don't realize that it's an option for them. You and I are involved in those communities. We go out to the seminars. We learn from some of these people, and they tell us it's an option. They certainly present it as an option, but few people have the training or the realization of how to get into the industry, how to get involved. And so I think her training is going to be invaluable to anybody who wants to make some income on the side, help supplement their life, and build a life you love to live.
Yep, that was good. And then we were on to Anthony. I liked him, the psychotherapist person.
Absolutely.
He was good. He can help people with, especially entrepreneurs who might be struggling with anything. We just don't know, right? Because you're usually on your own a lot. And I think by his course and his generosity, that we'll be able to do help those who need that mental help maybe in a different manner than just self-improvement, right?
Right. Listen, you know what? So many people put off their healthcare, their mental health, especially for whatever reason. You know what? One of the reasons is they don't want to. They don't want to go down that road. They don't want to, consider that they do need help, or even admit at that point that this is something they have to explore. So there's that issue to start with. But then there's the issue of, I can't get access. I don't know who to turn to, and I can't afford it. So people don't get healthcare for these reasons. And Anthony has certainly, in these troubling times, taken away that option. He's certainly, with his pay what you can option, I'll tell you how that works. He's going to offer a maximum of $80, whereas psychotherapy can start anywhere from $150 upwards of $300 or more. And so he's going to start maximum $80, but he's not going to turn you away. If you need counseling, you need help, he's going to make sure you get the counseling you deserve. And so people can turn to him. Let's post his website here for a second. Oh, that was from this morning.
Yep.
Let's see if we can post his website, because I want people to be able to get access to healthcare. I want people to know that, that was his email address. So let's put up his email address.
You got it there?
Yep, I know his email address.
Okay.
So let me put it up real quick. While you talk, maybe tell us a little bit more about your opinion with that option. Isn't it amazing?
Well, I think it's amazing because, you know what, some people have the money and some people might be out of work or something. So it gives them the option to maybe, especially with COVID, if you're out of a job or you're not able to afford the care you need, or maybe you need a friend that might be able to help you. I think Anthony can be there for you to give you the right guidance, and he's certified, so definitely quality information, right? And then and he seems like a really nice guy, and he's passionate about what he does. And well, I don't know, I would probably use him if I needed him for sure. Like, especially the prices, right? Can't go wrong with the price.
Well, that's it. And you know what? It takes a decent heart to do something like that. Nobody does that. You know what? Just you know what? Let's just say I need clients. Let's go out there and I need clients. I'm going to charge $80 so I can get a bunch of clients, right?
Yep.
Nobody charges that kind of price for any reason, much less just so that you, as a client or you know, somebody who's in need of care, can get access. So
that's
I wish
his email there.
And that's his email, florendo.anthony@gmail.com.
Oh, perfect.
So please, if you need any counseling, again, if he has an appointment, he's told me if he has an appointment available in his calendar and you can pay him $1, he will accept that.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So I hope his calendar fills up. Having
For
said
sure.
that, you can get it that cheap. Look, be fair. You know what I mean? Be honest with him. You know what? He's retired, but he's still, he's providing a service for people. So let's make sure he gets fair compensation for his services. But I mean, if you need counseling, let's not let the dollar amount stop you, right? That's
absolutely not.
That's his mission. So again, powerful. That's mental healing. And then we move on to spiritual healing. How about our next guest? What do you think of her?
Waymate David. She was phenomenal today, actually. I felt that some of her stuff was very good, and that she can actually talk to angels was amazing, because you don't really meet a lot of people that can do that, has that kind of power. And that she can actually help us telepathically through the phone and look at your picture, which reminds me of Ho'oponopono. which is one of the things I mentioned in my book, which is
Right.
a Hawaiian thing, is about Lu Hen, who actually was able to heal people at a criminal asylum, and it was able to use a forward saying to help those people to change their lives and to make it a better, more comfortable jail. And actually, people were actually healed and moved on with their life. And then eventually, there's only 1 or 2 people left, so they actually closed that facility down. And that's how powerful that healing can be. And I think she has that power as well to help people to change their lives and inspire them and make them a better person who they need to be and have purpose and truly get to the point where they are like self-actualized as well.
Right. And I think we proved that it's not just some spiritual, guru that, made this up and meditated on
Yep.
it and made this happen. No, I think we proved again, she comes from a medical science background. She
Yep.
created pharmaceuticals for a living.
Yeah, it's very
That's
very
how she got her
logical
start.
type job. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And then she got into listen, you know
Hello,
what?
monkey.
That's what life is all about right there. You know what? You
Yep.
just got a little bit of quality time. I will listen. I'm glad we got that on our broadcast because that's
Yep.
what we live for, right? Those little
Oh yeah,
moments.
yes.
So you must be proud of
Just
that
come
little
up.
one.
Oh yeah, a little hug. It's all right, awesome.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I think we proved that, you know what, she has the experience, the knowledge, and then she has this she has an ability to she mentioned blockages, right? But not
Yep.
necessarily blockages from this lifetime, but maybe from a past lifetime.
Yeah, true. You
And
don't
so
know
she's
that, right?
able, yeah, right. She's able to go into your past timelines based on this thing called Akashic records. I've done some research on it. I don't know a lot about it, but that's what she does. She goes into your timeline and she's able to find these spots and remove or smooth out the blockage by
Have you tried anything with her with that yet?
again, no, she's been I haven't been able to take her up as a client yet.
Okay.
But she's been
I
very
wasn't
involved
sure.
in my life. Her and I
Okay.
have had a couple of conversations. She's removed some energy from my life. She gives me blessings every once in a while.
Oh,
But
very good.
our next guest, Cora, she is very involved with Wilma, and
Yes.
Wilma takes constant energy clearings for Cora. And I mean,
Oh,
you
very
see
nice.
the happiness and the energy that exudes from Cora. So.
Oh, absolutely. I've known her for years, and I remember when I first met her. She had a lot of not as happy as she is nowadays, but she was still good. But you can always tell people have some blockages in their life when you look at it
Right.
now. Back then, I didn't really understand it, but that's when she did her first book. I was at one of the Raymond Aaron's events, and that was her first book on stage, and it was pretty awesome. She was super excited. But I remember her story. She'll tell it later, I'm sure, about her writing
Yeah.
her book, and that we'll hear about that when she speaks in a few minutes here. And
Yeah.
so she's a pretty amazing lady, though. She went from very difficult point in her life to be like almost like a top-notch, world-class lady, right?
And I love that you mentioned world class because you and we're going to get access to some amazing people because of our connection
Absolutely.
to this woman. Now,
Uh-huh.
we've talked a lot about men's issues today, men's rights. We brought a lot of people on to talk about men, but our next guest will be about empowering women. That's what
Absolutely.
she does.
Yep.
But you and I are involved in her community.
Yes.
So it's not just about women, right? It's about
Nope.
empowering people. But I mean,
Absolutely.
women is her passion.
Uh-huh.
And so that's why I wanted to bring that up, is because we're not just about men here. I don't want anybody to get a one-sided impression because
Absolutely.
we're trying to cover both sides of the fence here. But Cora herself has come a long way since we've known her.
Yep.
But who have we met recently? Who are we going to meet because of Cora coming up?
I don't remember. Is it Grant Cardone?
Well, we were supposed to. Yes, Grant Cardone is the next person we're going to be connected to. Now, that's partly through Sunil Tulsiani and Private Investment Club as well, but it really is through their combined efforts because they are joint venture partners, right? They're building a life they love to live together by working together for a better tomorrow. Again, as I mentioned, these are not just words I spout out. These are words that I've observed and put these policies and put these terms together through
Right.
everything that's come about through personal development. I believe in personal development and embracing that lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Again, here we are on a Saturday, and you know what? You and I are putting on an event for personal development, right? We could be anywhere else. We could be out. Well, maybe not in our pandemic type world. We can't be social, but
As much.
there's certainly a lot better things that we could be doing, or a lot more enjoyable things that we could be doing than spending our Saturday here at a seminar.
For sure. But you know what? It's personal growth, so you're willing to sacrifice certain things to get ahead, right? And that's where
Exactly.
we are today.
And you know what? I wouldn't call it a sacrifice. The word we use all the time is an investment.
Investment of our
Right?
time and selves.
It's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your future. It is about becoming the person you want to become, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about. Becoming, stepping into you, finding your path. And then over time, you will become that person. Look, everybody sees here today in me a very vibrant, confident, capable person.
Yes.
And maybe pretty happy too. I mean, I have a pretty good energy vibe going on today.
Well, you're a lot happier than you used to be. I know that.
That's what I'm getting at. And you only
Yes.
you only met me a few years ago. You only met me 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I began this journey like 8+ years ago. And at that time, I was a pissed off, angry man. I blamed the world for my problems.
Yes.
Right? Why is the world against me? Why is everybody out to get me? Why? Why me? Right?
Yeah. You definitely change your perspective for sure.
Right. As I mentioned this morning, I kept saying, I'm this or I'm that, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I used to even say, you know what? I'm a nice guy, but people piss me off sometimes. Right? But it was also brought home to me that if there's a consistent problem, you might want to consider where the problem is.
For sure.
I realized the problem was internal. I was my own problem.
Yep.
And because of that, I was able to wake up and say, if I'm the problem, I can be the solution. Because you're either part of the problem or part of the solution.
Yes, that's good.
So I made that decision and that commitment to change my life, to make my life better, whatever that was going to mean, whatever it was going to cost. Because thankfully, I was at a place where I had to change or lose it all. And it usually takes something like that to make you make a drastic change like that.
Yeah.
I want to hit people before they get to that. Because I'll tell you where I was at. I was at a place where my wife, which was my only supporter left at this point.
Oh, wow.
She was forced to, I was like a sinking ship. Okay. I was a ship on the way to the falls. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
Power. Like that's the way I describe Niagara Falls. Okay, yeah, picture your Niagara Falls, right? Now I'm on a barrel, no power, no nothing. I'm on my way to that falls. But my wife's along on that journey with me, right? She's on that barrel holding on for dear life because she knows I'm going over the falls.
Yeah.
So she's got to make a choice. Should she stay on that barrel with me and deal with whatever may happen, whatever may come along?
Yeah.
Or should she jump and swim for shore and maybe save herself and whatever she's got left at this point?
Yeah. Yeah.
No person should ever have to face that choice.
Yeah.
And yet I was the person who was causing my wife to be in this position. The most dear person to me, and I was causing her to be in this place. I was causing her that distress. And so thankfully I woke up. Now I was in my midlife crisis. I woke up. I let my wife go at that point.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And I said, well, I want us to be together, but you need to find out if you still love me. You need to find out if we should still be together. So basically I let her off the ship, right?
Yep.
And I mean, we're together now. We're stronger than ever. We still have issues. Everybody does. But we have a very strong relationship because we've stuck together through some of the most trying times in our life.
Absolutely.
But it's because, again, I was able to wake up. And I got counseling. By the way, I got counseling the very next day because I knew I needed it.
Oh, very good.
But because I'd promised for years and years, I'll get help. But it didn't, right? And it didn't get better.
Mm-hmm.
So until I got help, till I made that commitment, nothing got better.
Oh wow,
And,
that's
and
good
so
though.
I
You made the
want,
commitment. Yeah.
yeah, and so I want to help people, and I want them to realize before they get to that place what it is that's going to help their life, right? Whatever it is. And I want people to embrace the personal development lifestyle because of what it's done for me.
Yep. Hence
Again,
all the
look,
speakers we had today, right?
yeah, and most of them were a part of my journey from years ago, right? I've
Right.
discovered them along the way, but most of them have been in my life for years and
Oh,
helped RJ become the person he is.
right on.
So I mean, we've promoted mentors and coaches. We've certainly had our share of them here today. Mentors has been the one of the theme words of the day.
Yes.
And then we've promoted training programs and coaching because we want you to get the help you need. And
sure.
there are people out there who are going to offer that help on
Yes.
different levels, right? We had business people, we had investors, we had people who are going to work on your character.
Yep.
We had a not-for-profit, you know what I mean? So you can give back through philanthropy. There's so many ways in which you can build a life you love to live.
Yes.
And there's
For
so many
sure.
people out there willing to help you. And I want people to get access to that.
Yep.
So as much as we planned this as a seminar, but also
Yep.
like a sales bazaar where we're going to offer
Okay.
programs and help
Yep.
people get access. We really haven't done that whole sales pitch training thing today.
Mm.
I'm not concerned about that. Again,
Okay.
if we make dollars at the end of the day, I'm a happy man.
Yes.
If we help people at the end of the day, I'm a happy man. If we
Yep.
help
It's all
people
about helping
embrace
people
this
and stuff.
lifestyle,
Sure.
yes, we've done a
Yep.
good thing, right? I started this, and what keeps me going is if I can help one individual to change their life, I've done a
Yes.
good thing.
Yep.
I think I've helped more than one individual through my time in
Oh.
this journey, and then through this platform today. I think we've done
Absolutely.
some good things, and we've influenced people in at least one avenue of their life.
Yes. For sure. Somewhere, somehow, I don't know who, but I'm sure they'll come up eventually. We'll see who they are.
Exactly. So there was a whole lot more we were going to discuss today. Like we have some exciting things coming up in this community. We were going to offer a coaching program from me. We're not offering it today.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to offer a retreat. We're working on
Yep.
that. We were going to start
Next
talking
one
about that
in
today.
March. In March.
Right.
We'll do
We've
it in
got more
March.
plans
For
to
sure.
come. Live and Love Life
Yep.
community is here to stay. We got some more great work to do.
Oh, for sure.
So all of those things that we were talking about, we'll get to talk to them about them over time. One of those
Yes.
things is membership. We have an LLL membership. And of course, we were going to try and sell that today. That was the mission. But again, I've changed on that. I was generous this morning, was I not?
Yes,
To the members
absolutely.
and followers, I was a little generous.
Yes.
That offer that I made this morning, at the end of the day today, we're going to make the same offer to everybody who watches this
Okay.
broadcast. Okay?
Perfect. Yep.
So, having
Good.
said that, we've talked about coaching, mentors, training,
Yep.
coaching programs, and community. Communities have
Yes.
been a big theme, big topic. And
Yep.
we've talked about a little bit about our next guest. And
Yes.
she is all about empowering people. She is all about empowering. She has an empowerment community that you and I belong to.
Yep.
And we not only bear the benefits of that community, but we also give back to that community by being very involved and active.
Yes.
And, more than one person in that community has been here today to share with
Yep.
you. That's the value
Yes.
of having community. We get access to so many other opportunities because we get connected to so many different people.
Absolutely.
This lady has been such a big influence in my life. Now, she is another of those mentors that I leached onto. I saw
Mhm.
this lady. I saw the value she was offering. I knew the value of the work that she was going to do. And because of her influence, I now am going to meet some powerful people.
Absolutely. Some of your some people you've always wanted to meet too, isn't it?
Oh,
Like Grant Cardone's one of your favorite guys. You might be able to meet him
Grant
in the new year,
Cardone
right?
and Dr. Deepak Chopra are promised to
Yes.
come to Toronto through the influence of this next guest.
Absolutely. It's awesome.
But again, I leached onto her. I grabbed on. She knows it. I keep reaching out to her for any advice and guidance I can take from her.
Yes.
And she is generous enough to give it. She's a very special person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud to present to her to you here today. This community is going to get some valuable information.
Yep.
And they're going to hear from a genuine personality.
Great person to finish up the day for sure.
Absolutely. So definitely a feature speaker, and we'll be hearing more from her because, again, this community is here to stay. She's an influence in this community, and I'm going to bring her on here. But if you can tell us a little bit more about our next speaker while I bring her on the broadcast. And our next speaker is Cora Cristobal. Tell us a little bit more about her, Curtis.
All right, Cora.
Hello.
Hello, Krista. Cora.
Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We're going to give you an introduction here. I'll be on our way. Cora is a founder of Toronto's Women's Club, 4 times best-selling author, 3 times award-winning author, realtor, real estate investor, coach, mentor, and highly sought-after speaker. That was a mouthful. She has shared stages with legends and icons, speaking on personal growth, transformation, and success, and how to acquire wealth through real estate. She will be sharing the big stage with Grant Cardone, Kevin Hart, Dr. Deepak Chopra. You can follow Cora at torontoswomenclub.ca. And let's get going here, Cora. Let's hear your story today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Curtis and RJ.
And that's Deepak Chopra, if I might say. Deepak Chopra.
Chopra.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
Am I able to share my screen? We try?
Yes. Okay. So how that works, did you have the application open?
Application window.
Yeah. Okay. So you're on that screen. So if you can click on the application that you want to share with us, double click and then press share.
It's not there. It's not showing there. This is the first time I'm using this.
Yep. So maybe let's close this one out and try it again. Try the share screen again.
Share. I close it out.
Yeah. Close this one up.
Share screen.
Yeah. So try that. And then there should be application window should be one of the options.
It shares screen sharing tips. Share screen.
Yeah. Share screen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so choose from one of those application windows, whichever application you wish to use.
But it's not there.
It should have been. If you had it open and loaded, it should come up in that application.
Yeah,
window.
It's the same like Zoom, right?
Almost, yes. Another option we could choose is if you open the browser or application, but then share entire screen. We could be able to do it that way as well.
Yeah, I click the application window, share. I don't know how to do this.
Are you able to do it without the presentation?
It's okay. I will just open my, I will just be like extemporaneous.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. This is my first time, so I apologize for that. But let me just do it in the way that I could. What I did, I just put my slides on the left side. I think the focus. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your first event, Curtis and RJ. It's not easy to pull an event like this, even if it is virtual. So I'd like to congratulate you for a job well done. You don't have to be perfect. All you do is to take the first step.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a saying, in order to succeed, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Take the first step.
I used that quote this morning myself. Thank you very much.
Yes. Now I think what is the theme of your event is about, I think, personal development, right? And I'm a very big proponent of personal growth and development. Everything will start from yourself. You do not rely on other people. Of course, you need the support of many people, like I think I heard you say, coaches and mentors and all the people around you that surrounds you. Yes, they are all there to support you, but at the end of the day, it is only you who is going to do the push-ups for you. And I think most of you knows my story, and I'm not here to again talk about the story that most of you know already. But obstacles, challenges, and adversities in life are normal. Just like the pandemic that we are having right now, we can have storm, we can have earthquake, we can have all kinds of challenges, personal and economic challenges. But the thing is, it is not, according to Jim Rohn, it is not what happens to you, but what you do with what happens to you. And I think RJ asked me to focus on the science of getting rich. And let me just share with you the science of getting rich. The Science of Getting Rich is an original book written in 1910. And I didn't know about this book until I was introduced to this book by my mentor. And he invited me to rewrite this book because having written 110 years ago, it was really very hard to understand. The English used was really very antique, if you may call it very antiquated or antique, very old. It's hard to understand, even if English is your first language. So when I read it once, I did not really appreciate it until 3 years later, COVID hits, and in March we were locked down, and now is the time for the Science of Getting Rich in an email I received from my mentor. So we started working on the Science of Getting Rich by somewhere in the end of March, and on August 20th, you launched it. We launched the book, and it became #1 bestseller internationally in different countries, of course, Canada, USA, Australia, UK, and India, 5 countries. It is not easy to write a book, as probably most of you know. This is my 7th book. This is my 7th book and the 4th bestseller. And for me, it's not about the awards or being a bestseller. It is about the impact that you create. It is about how you are delivering the message and how you are helping so many people with what you have written. And for me, Science of Getting Rich, especially at these trying times when everybody or almost everybody is experiencing #1, economic issues. Second, probably health issues. Third, relationship issues. Fourth, maybe spiritual issues. We are undergoing a lot of awakening and a lot of realization that happened in COVID. So this book, if I may say, has a very big impact on myself first because before I can make an impact to other people, it has to impact me first, because if I am not convinced myself, how can I convince other people? So the Science of Getting Rich, of course, the focus is about making money, but it also applies in all areas of your life. See, for you to be really happy and successful, there are about 7. I'm just pulling out my PowerPoint slides on the other screen, which I am not able to attach here. But there are 7 areas of life. And one of them, of course, I already mentioned, is about money, finances. Second is personal goals. You have your personal goals. Like people, probably they want to get married or start a family or everything that pertains to their personal goals. Third is relationships. And relationships will start from your own self. What is your relationship with your own self and your relationship with other people? And there other people may be family, friends, business, or anybody in the community. And the next one is health and fitness. Health and fitness, maybe some of you are undergoing some health challenges, different kinds of illnesses, or maybe losing weight, or maybe reducing weight, or maybe getting stronger in areas of health. And health does not only apply, or it does not only mean physical. It could it could also mean mental health, and it could also mean spiritual health, and it could also mean emotional health. The next one is recreation. Recreation, of course, all work all work and no play makes a man dull. So the Chinese saying goes, and we need recreation such as probably going on vacation, enjoying nature, traveling, or even entertainment, or spending time with family and friends. And the next one is contributions. Contributions is what you contribute to the community, or what you contribute to the society in particular, and to the whole world in general. How are you inspiring people? Because contributions does not only come in the form of money, but it can also come in the form of knowledge that you share, the knowledge that you share, education that you give to other people, or it could be in terms of your expertise, or even your time. And if you have money, you can also give money to support charities, or to support communities that are needing these things. And the last thing is work and career. Work, of course, you can have a job, you can have a business, you can have your own company. So having your own source of livelihood that you like to do, work that you do, gives you a satisfaction. And of course, that is the vehicle for you to be sharing your expertise. So this is, I call it the wealth wheel. Wealth for most people is money, but really wealth can come in the form of these 7 areas of your life. So that is the thing that I would like to emphasize in the science of getting rich. And the idea here is, what is your concept about money? And people have different beliefs about money. Some people think that money is bad, and maybe because it was it was from way back when, in our childhood, where we grew up in family or society that influence us to believe that money is the root of all evil, and it does not grow, it does not grow on trees, meaning to say money is not that easy to get. And some people develop that wrong belief about money. But this book, The Science of Getting Rich, really really uh, tells you that you need money in order to grow. You need money in order to grow yourself. We are talking here of personal growth and development. During those times, those olden times, where there were only very few people, and now we are already 7.8 billion of population, and the world has grown so much and has developed so much. It has become very modernized, and that everything, you have to buy everything, and you need money in order to buy all these things that you need in order to grow. You grow yourself personally, and you grow your business personally. You travel, you all this technology, laptop, cell phone, car, you need all of this, and all of this requires money. This is not being materialistic, but this is this is not being materialistic, but this is being realistic, that you need money in order to grow, in order to expand, in order to advance. That's the one of the key essence in the science of getting rich. The other point I would like to make is the principle of creation versus competition. We always hear like, oh, I cannot compete with so and so, oh, he is a competition. But this book says that you don't really have to compete. There is 1,001 ways to create something, or even a million ways. Now, during this COVID times, people become insecure and say, oh, I lost my job, or I'm losing a big part of my income from the business that I lost, or I lost the contract and all of that. But if you just open your mind and you open your eyes to what is possible and what are the opportunities that became available because of COVID. For example, when COVID hits, it was opportunity for me to write that book, and the book, The Science of Getting Rich. And if not for COVID, this book would not have been written. I'm not saying thank you. Yes, thank you, COVID, for giving me the opportunity to write the book, and thank you, COVID. I'm not saying that I really want COVID to happen. What I'm saying is, during this crisis and during this challenging times, you will see that these are opportunities in the disguise of challenge or adversity. But behind it, in front of you is an adversity of challenge, but behind you and beside you and all around you are opportunities. So you could be writing that book you have long been waiting to do, or just like RJ and Curtis, finally they did their first event. And talking about events, Toronto Women's Club used to do 4 events a year. And here I am, just today I did my 10th event, my 10th. So more than double, because I did one live event and then 9 events, 5 events from the Toronto Women's Club, and the rest of the other events in collaboration with other people. There is now a greater need to help more people in terms of coaching and mentoring. And probably the other speakers keep on repeating coaching and mentoring. And for me, coaching and mentoring also played a very big role in my life, in my personal and business life. The other thing is that I would like to share is, when you serve or when you sell something, selling is serving, because you cannot be serving people if you do not sell. If you sell $10, you double the value. You should give $20. So you need to give a value at least double what you are getting. It's not the other way around. When people are selling, they will be selling 10 and give only 5 or 6 or 7. It should be the other way around. You sell 10 and you give at least 20. So that is giving at least double the value of what you are getting, of what you are being paid for. The other thing that I would like to emphasize is the importance of gratitude. We seem we seem to focus on the lack, but we need to focus also on what we have. Oprah Winfrey said, "If you focus on your lack, you will never have enough. Focus on what you have." When you focus on what you have and you are grateful for what you have, and even grateful for the things that you haven't received yet. This is a part of the formula to becoming rich and to becoming happy. Gratitude is, I think, the fourth. The first one in becoming rich is vision. What is your vision? And vision is realizing where you are and knowing where you want to go. So that is your vision. It's like the GPS. Just like in driving, if you don't know where you're going, you get lost. You get lost. You may have an accident. You will be losing money, or you will be spending so much time and not get into your destination. Vision setting is like that. You must know exactly where you are going. You must really know what you really want. Be clear on what you want. The second is purpose. Purpose is the reason why you are doing things. Why is RJ and Curtis doing this? Because they love to share their wisdom and their experience and their talents and their skills to the community. Just like me, I founded Toronto Women's Club in order to empower women, and not only women now, but even men. So purpose is the reason why you are doing things. The third one is faith. Believe that you can do it. Believe that anything is possible, and just go on. You don't have to be perfect. As I said before, when you have a dream, you have a goal, you don't have to see the whole staircase. All you need is to take the first step. Believe. And the fourth is gratitude. Gratitude is being grateful for everything that you have, and even for the thing that you still do not have, but you are asking to have it. Be, do, and have. Become, do, and have. That's the sequence. And the next one is willpower. Willpower. You must have the willpower because it is very late. It is very much associated to the last step, which is taking action. Willpower. You use only your willpower to yourself. Nobody can impose the willpower on yourself in the same way that you cannot impose your willpower to others. You will only apply your own willpower to yourself. And the last one is taking action. Many people are overloaded with information, taking all the seminars, all the courses, and they are good in networking, all that. But when it comes to taking action, they say, I will do it when my kids have finished schooling. I will do it when this happens. I will do it when blah 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 blah. There's always a condition. We always find a reason not to do it. As I said, you don't have to be perfect, and sometimes you have to take risk. We have to get out of our comfort zone. If you stay within your comfort zone all the time, then nothing's gonna change. Albert Einstein said, if you keep doing what you do, you will keep doing what you get. Insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different things to happen. So I want you to look back in 2020, look back in 2020. Write what have you done in 2020? How did you use your time? What are your goals and dreams that you did not accomplish, and why? And then set your visions, goals, and action plans for the next year. So there's still a lot more in the science of getting rich, but these are the key points that I would like to share. And if you'd like a copy of the book, you get in touch with me. Or if you'd like a pre coaching session with me, I'm willing to give you a 30-minute coaching session. And of course, Toronto Women's Club is open for membership. And the idea for the membership with Toronto Women's Club is, of course, more than the access to the events, is your personal access to me and my influence community, my access to my influence. As RJ said, I'm already an influencer. You will have direct access with me and access to my access. So with that, I would like to thank you very much, and I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and a bright New Year. And we are looking to year 2021 with more hope, and stay safe, well, and happy. Thank you.
Cora, my dearest lady, you are, again, a cherished person in my life. You are one of my coaches and mentors. And again, that was the theme of the day, right? We're here to promote coaching and mentoring. We're here to promote the personal development lifestyle. And we're here to promote community. You've certainly tied all that in together. In fact, you have tied in almost every talk we've had today into this one little talk at the end of the day.
Thank you.
And that's why I wanted to refer to SOGR, as we put it, because that is the acronym for Science of Getting Rich, which is your book. Please display that. I don't have my copy handy, but that's the remake that Sunil Tulsiani and Cora Cristobal have taken this initiative to create during COVID, when we could be locked down and despairing and going, woe is me, and just, trying to blame the world. No, they were creative, they were active, and they put something together that now, this is the original book.
Yes, that's the original.
There's a lot of terminology in here that people just can't understand. And you guys have kind of broken that down. In fact, you've turned it into a workbook.
Yes.
And I've been soaking this up. I've been running through it. I've gained a lot of wisdom from your book.
You know, RJ, thank you for bringing that up. You will notice if you have read this book, this is, you don't normally see a book with diagrams and with quotations and already key points and the feedback are already highlighted. So you don't really have to go into the chapter. Even with the simplified version, you can go into the key points. So you can make a shortcut, right?
Right.
And the key about understanding the book, it's not only reading. You need to understand it. And understanding something, immersing yourself into it, you need to keep reading it over and over again. Just like developing a habit, you keep doing it. Mastery means to say you keep doing it. It is said that mastery, what does it take to master something? At least 5,000 hours to master something.
I think it's 10,000 hours.
Oh,
Is what they say.
10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's even more, 10,000. So mastery is, it means you have to keep repeating it until it immerses in you, right? So
Right. Absolutely. And you know what? All this came about, again, this is the culmination of my creative thought, right? That's a term that keeps coming up in the book.
mhm,
You know what? Napoleon Hill taught us to think and grow rich. This is the concept brought to life, right?
mhm,
Everything exists first as a thought in
Mhm.
someone's mind.
mhm,
And then that thought grabs a creative spark that
Mhm.
becomes vision that
Mhm.
we carry forward and create that vision.
You know, there is a circle, right? Thought. When you say thought become things, there is a saying like that, right? Because everything starts from a thought. You mentioned Napoleon Hill, and even Napoleon Hill was inspired by this book.
And so it's thoughts leads to
Thought-
feelings,
Thoughts leads to feelings,
feelings lead
feelings,
to actions, actions
thoughts
lead to
to
results.
actions, and actions go to result.
Yes.
That's the cycle.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'm glad we shared that. And then another thing that created this is, you know what? Again, I'm not the coach for everybody. In fact, I'm not the coach for a lot of people out there, but I know so many powerful people out there, yourself included, who have the ability to teach people all of those powerful things. And there are so many people, you know what? Maybe they can't get access to Cora, but maybe they can get access to Mark or Annie or Amit. And there's a coach out there for them.
Mhm.
And so one of the things that created this was, in fact, I mentioned it to you yesterday or a couple of days ago, where I said, "Oh, I noticed you went to or you had a competing event." And of course, what was your response to that?
Yes. Why worry about it? We are not competing. Create.
That's right. There's no competition.
There's no
You know what?
competition.
The only competition is yourself. If you work
Yeah, it's not
to be
competition.
better tomorrow than you did today, or do more each and every single day according to your own,
Mm,
you will live a better life.
yes.
That's what we're working for here.
You don't worry about competition. You don't worry about, really. You are different. RJ is unique. Curtis is unique, and I am unique. Even if, yeah, unique. You are unique. Even if we are saying the same thing, we believe in the same thing, and yet the person who is delivering it is unique. You are unique. So I don't really worry about competition.
Absolutely. And one of the things that kept coming up today again, community and access. And you know
Yes.
what? You're a part of this community. And because they have access to you through this community, they have access to Toronto Women's Club through this community. They have access to Private Investment Club through this community. Your Profound Solutions is a member of this community. These associations help you take your next step. It helps you expand your reach and your capabilities.
I forgot to mention, RJ. You mentioned about community. I want to mention to you what is my vision for 2021 and beyond. And I have written it. My vision for 2021 and beyond is to reach and impact at least 1 million lives. And how can I do this? I cannot do this alone. You cannot also do this alone, whatever is your vision. And that is why you need to form alliance with other people. I form alliance with you. You form alliance with me, with Curtis, with Amit, with Annie, with Wilma, and all the other speakers that I did not mention. You need to work hand in hand with other people. you multiply yourself with other people. You need to collaborate with other people. And that is why I am bringing Dr. Deepak Chopra, because Dr. Deepak Chopra, in the realm of spirituality, and especially at the present time, well, when I thought of bringing Dr. Deepak Chopra, there was no COVID yet. But Dr. Deepak Chopra is already there, up there, in the area of spirituality, because Dr. Deepak Chopra has played a pivotal role in my life, in my personal development. So when somebody has played a pivotal role in my life, I want that person to also bring that to the other people, because it has worked for me. I want it to work for others. And now with COVID, there's even a greater demand for Dr. Deepak Chopra, because everybody is looking for hope. Everybody is needing for moral support. Everybody is looking for strength and courage to move on to this new world, right? So, and that is why whatever is the people whom I have access, I bring up that to the other people, right? We have to my access is your access, especially what I'm saying, right? Especially if you are a member of Toronto Women's Club, then you have a special access to me and my access. So the more access we have in terms of influence, in terms of knowledge, education, and probably making money. Let's face it, we all need to make money because we need to survive. We have to eat. We need money, right? And this is not about being materialistic. As in the Science of Getting Rich says, for you to grow yourself and grow the world, you need money. Everything now, right? You need the money. You have to. You spend. I'm very sure you spend money to do this event, right? You spend money. You spend time. You did a lot, so you need money. So that's
absolutely, money makes the world go round. That's an absolute fact. We can't ignore it. We try to avoid it, right? We try to, I don't need it. I can do well without it. But then we struggle, and then we can't do this and we can't do that. We can't afford that.
Okay, you mentioned it. We have to be careful about our self-talk. If you believe you cannot have money, that's what's going to happen to you.
Yep.
You have to guard your thoughts. And you say thoughts become things. Thought goes into your emotion goes into your action, and action goes into your result. So everything starts with a thought. Science of Getting Rich is summarized only in two: thinking in a certain way and acting in a certain way. So you need to think the right way. You need to think positively, and you need to think in a way that this is going to happen to you. And if you will always doubt, the subconscious will say, okay, RJ, this is what you're telling me, so that this is what I'm going to give to you. Yep. I know it's easier said than done, but we need to train ourselves and our mind to think positively, because it is dealing with the subconscious. It takes a lot of explanation, and I don't have time to explain all of that, but that is just in a snapshot. Thank you.
I'm bringing, because you mentioned positivity, I have to bring on our co-host. You know what? Yes. That's his mission. That's his purpose. Yep. So what do you have to say on positivity for Cora? Let's hear it.
I think everything that she says is right. She's been doing it longer than I have. And I know that she's went through tons of struggles in her life. And she's at a point where she is awesome.
Yes.
Right, Cora? I know your story. I met you a very long time ago. And
yes.
I think that you're doing sensational.
I met in Panera.
Yep.
He came all the way to Mississauga to meet with me, so I had that little conversation with Curtis.
Yep.
I think we met at the Raymond Aaron event. I think somewhere.
Yeah, some time ago. I think it was Raymond Aaron, Jack Canfield, and Laura Legamier. The first time I went several years ago in Toronto, and then they were there again. I've seen them a second time with Jack before, and I think you were there again.
Yes,
so it's been some time.
Yes,
it's been very good.
I have seen Curtis in this arena, so I know.
And that's where I got connected with you guys as well, through the Raymond. Right. It was at Swapna's her launch for her book.
That's right.
And then you know what? I got involved. I met Cora that day. I didn't exactly meet Cora that day, but I knew I was connected with Cora that day, and eventually that relationship. You kind of, again, when you see a genuine personality. You latch onto them and you want to soak up everything that they have to offer. And Cora is one of those personalities.
Thank you very much. Swapna and Amit are both members of Toronto Women's Club too.
Exactly. Yes.
Husband and wife.
Yeah.
Both
Mhm,
sides.
awesome.
And they are an amazing couple. They are, something to aspire to, especially when we look at their kids. Sanjana and his
Yeah, their
Sahil,
family,
I
yeah.
think it is. You know
Yeah.
what? They lead those kids by example for sure.
They have spoken
Mhm.
at my event, both Swapna and Amit, and I
Amit,
shared I shared stage with Brian Tracy in Winnipeg,
Yeah.
and Swapna was with me. Both of us shared stage
Oh, wow.
with Brian Tracy in
Absolutely.
Winnipeg.
So you mentioned, Cora, that, and everybody seems to mention that action is the word of the day. Like, that's the last step. I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you, in my book, there is one more step. Okay, 10 steps to achieve any outcome you desire. That's my book, self-published, by the way. But there is one more step, and I was given this step by Jack Canfield himself, and he calls it Aladdin's magic lamp.
Mm.
Okay, it's the key to everything. It'll open any door.
Mhm.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Sure.
Ask.
Ask. You have
Yeah.
to be an asshole, right? Asshole.
That's
An
right.
asker. Yeah, exactly.
Asshole.
An asshole.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
So-
You know,
And,
you're
and
familiar with the success principles, right?
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I got the
One of
book.
the success principle. Ask.
So,
Yeah.
and that's step number 10. And that's how this event came about, right? As much as I had the vision, as much as I had the desire, without reaching out to those people, having those
Asking.
conversations,
Yes.
asking them to be a part of it,
Yes.
asking what's it going to take to get them involved. Without that,
Yes.
none of this happens. So
Absolutely.
absolutely
Very
take
true.
action. Go out there and take action. Step into being you. But don't forget to ask for help.
Yeah. If you
Yes.
don't ask, you don't get.
That's right.
That's right.
Absolutely. And another, I want to mention another key that Jack Canfield makes is turn everything into a question, right? You're going to show up to my event, aren't you?
I like that.
You know what I mean? Throw it as a question. And you know what? More times than not, because you're throwing it out that way, the answer is going to be yes. So you're setting them up for the
Yeah.
response you want to receive.
How can I say no, right? I
Right.
can say no.
So that's the last step, and that's in my book, 10 Steps to Achieve Any Outcome You Desire. We
Very
didn't get
nice.
to,
Well
we didn't get
done.
to, thank you. We didn't get to discuss that today, but again, I'm asking you to become a member of Toronto Women's Club.
Mhm.
And please use our code LLL2021. That lets it helps support the community. I did this really without concern for income. I wanted to get out there and do what it is I love to do so much that I did it just as a matter of principle. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to get paid at the end of the day. But the idea is this event had to happen. I wanted to help people out there build a better life. And through Cora's influence, we're here today because she kept saying, take action. When is it? When's the date? Tell me when it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So eventually, what did I say?
You have been talking to me about doing an event. I said, when? Because there is a saying, if it is not in your schedule, it does
It
not
don't
exist.
happen.
And Curtis, how did we create this event? How did it come about?
You asked me when did you want to do it. I looked at the calendar. I said December 12th, 2020. I said that's the date. I said that's it. We're doing it no matter what. And you were almost ready to give up. And I was like, no. We have the date. We got to do it no matter what. We got to finish it. And you said, okay, fine. And then you just all of a sudden you switched into a new man and you got her done.
Yes.
You had that extra motivation or whatever it took. You
Yes.
just got that drive that said, yes, I got to get this done now. I'm just going to do it. And then here we are today. You got it done. We're almost done. And you know what? I think you've become a better man by pushing yourself to the next level. And next year it's going to be even better. It's going to be even better next year, right?
Absolutely. Thank you for that acknowledgement. Because again, you know what? We talk about the universe lining up, right? We talk about providence. And once you declare your actions, the universe lines things in your path and makes it happen for you. And Curtis picked December 12th, 2020. And now I'm getting into numerology. I don't know if you were here with me when I discussed this morning, Cora, but I'm into numerology, kind of from Wilma's influence. But 12-12-2020. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yes.
12-12 means be ready to better significant connections to the people you surround yourself with and the way they impact and make you feel. That's what 12-12 represents. So we're here helping people build a better life, helping them build better connections, helping them get to connected to people who are like-minded people who are going to help elevate their game, right? So we're surrounding them with better people.
Mhm.
Then we have 2020, which states guardian angels are always watching over you and supporting you with every step. That's what 12/12/2020 represents. So is there a little bit
Yes.
of providence helping us on our mission? Cora,
Absolutely. For
Yeah.
sure.
we've been talking. You guys have been telling us these for years, right? And it's hard to believe, it's hard to imagine. You hear it and you think, oh, that's just some hokey voodoo stuff. I don't want to know anything about that. But I'll tell you, I'm a believer. I'm a
Yeah.
believer because, listen, the moment we set this in motion, things have been happening. Things have been working out. Now, there have been some glitches. There have been some issues along the way. We experienced some of them today as well, but we still kept going. We still kept moving forward. And we put on a pretty darn decent event today, I'd like to think.
Absolutely. Yep.
I
Yes.
said at the end of the day, if I help one person change their lives, this is going to be a great event. I think we've reached more than one person today.
Mm.
Yep. I think we did.
But Cora, you say you're going to reach 1 million people with your
Yes.
influence. Well,
Yes.
I've also done that recently. Next year, I want to reach and impact 100 people directly.
Do you know in Facebook I have already reached over 300,000.
Oh,
followers.
Wow.
Oh my
That's pretty
God, that is
Awesome.
amazing.
Facebook.
And
You know because of the amount of events that I did, and then I did
Yes.
Facebook ads. So I get that report from Facebook, over 300,000 already.
Wow. That's pretty good.
that's
Pretty
some
awesome.
influence. That's some influence. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm glad to be one of those people who you have influenced. You
Yeah.
have changed my life. There is no doubt about that.
Thank
And
you.
I know that again, you're going to help me elevate because I'm going to meet Deepak Chopra. I am certain I will shake that man's hand because you are going to bring him into my life.
Yeah, I will bring him to you.
Perfect.
Like, come on. You know what I mean? My life moving forward, I believe, is going to be great.
Yes.
Because of the people I have
Yes.
in my life, because of the people
Yes.
who have helped me get here, and
Yes.
because of the people I'm bringing you today, just some of them.
So mark today, 12/12/2020 is the beginning for the rest of your life, of your new life.
Hey,
Okay?
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you for that blessing.
Thank
So
you so
that
much.
is
God bless
Cora
you.
Thank you.
Cristobal. She
Yes.
is founder of Toronto Women's Club.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cora.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. God bless.
Thank you.
God
Thank you,
bless.
Cora.
I love you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
I'm going to let you off here while Curtis and I kind of finish up the show.
Okay.
And I
I
thank
will
you for
go out.
everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, Cora.
So,
Okay, RJ, that was a wrap for today for our guests. That's awesome.
our guests are still here, but hold on. So we won't end up the show. Remember, I said I was generous this morning
Yes.
to our followers who are part of our email list.
Yep.
Well, we've had some other people join us today, right? Like we've had a pretty good audience.
Yes.
And so we didn't sell our memberships,
No.
but we want this community here to stay. We want the growth in the
Right.
community. We want
Yes.
you to belong to this community out there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a tremendous offer. Anybody who watches this broadcast, just reach out to us at Empower. Can you post this? Can you post our email address?
I just got the Live and Love Life one here.
Oh, you can't post at this point? So
No, I'm on my cell phone, so it's hard. I don't
that's
have
okay.
it
Let me
on the
post
ticker
it. But
thing.
you want to tell them our email address, and if they can reach out to us, they are going to get a free membership.
Perfect. It's Empower liveandlovelife.ca or .com.
Email.
Yeah, I always put it, or the Gmail account, sorry. I always put it, just automatic push the button. I always forget the full name. But
So
it
there
is
it is
great,
coming
guys.
across the screen. Empower
Perfect.
Live Love Life at gmail.com. It's a little complicated, but I want people to become part of this community. So anybody who reaches out to us, again, let's use the same code, LLL 2021. Okay.
We can also put it in the Facebook group after we're done here.
Oh yeah,
in
and I'll
each of
put it on the
different groups.
websites. Yeah, we'll put
Yep.
it out on our broadcast.
Perfect.
But anybody who watches this broadcast, reaches out to us to empowerlivelovelife@gmail.com is going to get a free membership to our community.
Perfect. That's awesome. What's the value in that again?
Right now, we're selling that until June. And like this is a special introductory price, right? This is a value of over $1,000 because you get a program with it. You get access to membership. You get 4 events a year. There's a lot more. We really didn't get into discussing it.
Yes.
We've had a busy day.
Absolutely.
So I'm giving everybody the free membership. We're selling it currently for $240. It's actually a lifetime membership for 2021 only. So anybody who signs up before June 2020 is going to get a lifetime membership.
Oh, nice. So that means if anybody shows up for the next seminar, they're going to be in as well.
Instead of just instead of an annual membership, which it is.
Yes.
Anybody who signs up before June 2021 will get a free membership, but
access.
only the people watching this video will get the free version. If they don't bring our code, they're going to have to pay the full $240. So,
well, that's fair enough, right? You got to be on to win, right?
Yep, that's kind of the way it works out, right? Put your name back in the draw. Sorry, you weren't here. So,
yep.
I think we've had a good show.
Absolutely.
We've had a lot for people to take in. We've had a lot for people to help.
Yep.
Again, it's about building a better life.
Oh yeah, it's all about the community and being around people that are something you want to be, right?
Right.
If you're around positive people, you're gonna be a positive person for sure.
Cora said it. Be, do, have. Right. You want to be the person you want. Do the things you have to do so that you can have those things you want.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's about stepping into it and becoming that person. That's really how you build a life you love to live. Look, even now, I'm still becoming a better person, right?
Oh, absolutely. We all
That's
are.
the whole point. I'm not going to stop.
The journey.
Yes, I can't stop. The minute you get busy living or get busy dying, right? If you're not moving forward with the journey, you're going to stagnate. You're going to get ill. You're going to get sick. You're not going to experience that good ship. You're going to experience that hardship.
Right on.
So,
Perfect name.
Thanks for joining us today. We've
Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
What a tremendous day. So I want to thank everybody who joined us today, everybody who made this happen, our tremendous lineup of speakers who've had so much value. So much value to offer today. They made it happen. We did a lot of work putting it together, but they made it happen.
Absolutely.
So thank you to them. And then thank you for you out there. Thank you to every one of you for showing up on a Saturday, for making the time to come out and invest in yourself.
For sure.
Again, we are here to stay. Please visit us at live-love-life.ca. I'm not showing. There's our website. So that is Live and Love Life Empowerment. Please look, if you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe. There's more to come. If you're watching us on Facebook, join the group. Get involved. Again, there's more to come. You found the value in connection. You found the value in community if you watched today. By becoming a part of this community, you get access to so many other people, so many other training opportunities.
Yes. And all the links are on our website, right? For all people that showed up today.
Again, we've been able to keep the lights on for another month, so our website's up and running. Please visit us at www.live-love-life.ca for more. And we'll get all the links up there. We'll get all the sponsors and the speakers promos so that you can find out more about them. Again, that's what we're about here, is help share that life with you and share them with you. So thank you, everybody. Yes. I'm RJ Horner, host and facilitator for the Live and Life community. You are?
I'm Curtis Leong of ABCs for Positive Life, and also part of Live and Love Life Empowerment, and your co-host for today and producer. Thank you very much, guys.
Your Facebook platform, by the way, your community is called?
Mastering the Positive Lifestyle. Check it out. It's a private Facebook group, so you have to sign up to get in.
Right. But again, you know what? We're all about positivity and empowerment. And Curtis, you know what? With that, every morning he'll send you a little bit of empowerment before you start your day. So you got to belong to that community.
Yep. 6 a.m. every day. Come on out. Check it.
Because you're part of the 5 a.m. club, which we'll discuss another day. But you're up bright and early, and you share some good, valuable advice with everybody first thing in the morning. So
absolutely. A little positivity in the morning.
We've done some good work here today. Yes.
Absolutely, RJ.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank
Thanks,
you, everybody
RJ.
out
It's been
there.
great hosting with you today. So keep on doing better for next year.
Exactly. This community's here to
All
stay.
right.
So please join
Absolutely.
us.
Thank you.
Until next
And,
time, better days ahead.
Peace, guys.